For those of you who may not be familiar with the idea, molecular control is not dissimilar from Pillarmen and then later Starmen, and how they could regenerate their bodies, kind of manipulate their own bodies to like stretch their limbs out, or even have their limbs operate independently of themselves, or just kind of whatever power they had over the element that they chose as their quote unquote mode. For instance, ACDC in part 2 is a fire. His mode is fire, so all sorts of heat related things going on. Wamu was wind, and Cars was like Santana didn't get a mode. I don't think he might have had one. It was covered in a book somewhere that nobody's read.
What level molecular control would like a Starman or a Marina have?
Marina would be likely at a 7 or even maybe 8 by now. And Starmen are considered, you can think of them as like starting once they awaken to their ability. Consider them starting at 5. So like Tyson,
Jesus,
when he first came out, yeah, he was a 5. Yeah, they're very high. Like your average your average crown is about at a Starman-ish level. Experienced Starman. Your higher up Starman, I guess, would be like Avicii when he finally, even before then, yeah, Avicii probably was at like an 8 and then shot to a 10, which is pretty much the end of the scale. Like the 10 is when he hit, basically his Avalon moment. That's what the scale I'm working with right now. So yeah, it's just kind of how much you realize your ability, your potential, whatever your mode is, that sort of thing. Like he hit the highest end of what it is to be corrosive. Yes, 10 is turned into a nuke. Or the Star Kids, when they got their whatever 2,000-year dream or whatever happened, like by the end of it, their molecular control was 10 as well. They just like made themselves forget because they didn't want to destroy the solar system. They're good kids.
They are good kids, actually. Hopefully they won't go through a rebellious phase.
Yes, they did do that. They when they woke up, they were basically like walking elementals, and talked about all the shit that they had seen during their expeditions into like basically reality within themselves, and they were basically like elemental gods.
Nervous sweating.
Primordials.
But it's cool, they went back to normal. Didn't even happen. Didn't they also...
They chose to go back, yeah.
Yeah.
It was an important point because molecular control isn't just a matter of time. It's an experience thing. It's a inner kind of like knowledge. Like you're more in tune with yourself and your kind of what you are, whatever composes you, and the forces that act upon those molecules. So yeah, it's something somebody could unlock technically through something like meditation or through fighting or a lot of things. There's no one path, but they do all require kind of knowledge of self. So as you gain molecular control, likely you also gain a better understanding of whatever it is that makes you, from your depth to the fish that you're based off of, to even something as simple as your job. Speaking of your profession, your job, I am going to shoot to say that there's likely to be a week of time between kind of when you got back from Japan and dealt with everything to like probably whatever your next like big case will be. So you can think of this as a downtime kind of session, but that doesn't mean that it won't be eventful. It just means that downtime. So let's start off with a few things. First thing is your work with the Dorobo Corporation has provided you with a new opportunity. I'm going to assume that none of you do any of you need time off of work after returning?
Nope.
Nah.
How is Enya's ripple wound?
I don't know, DM. Did it heal?
Ripple wounds do leave a longer lasting, more difficult to regenerate effect on you, as would likely spin. But ripple is particularly bad. Blue is, I would say by now you could probably knock down your perforated to a moderate consequence, and then the next session you'll probably be able to get rid of it. You still feel like sore, but it's not quite as bad as like you're gonna start bleeding if you move weird. Yeah, most of you, if you had a minor Towner, you can shift your shoulder dislocation down to mild and then like probably be rid of it within like a scene or something. It's just a matter of like for that scene you're still maybe a little funky, but it'll be fine within the session.
I can't.
Normally, within Fate, these like that significant one where Blue got perforated, that would stay for the whole like basically arc, and that's how it works usually. But I've never found that to be practical in a fighting anime based thing, considering how much these dudes just get the absolute shit kicked out of them and stabbed and shot and set on fire.
Yeah.
JoJo's bleed, but they just need some bandages. It's fine.
They just have to say their catchphrase and then punch the guy, and then they're all better.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'd even say instead of dislocated shoulder, it's probably just sore shoulder or something like that. Maybe it's like a little stiff when you wake up or something, you know, but you did get like basically forces shifted around you by a fucking demon. So walking away with just a sore shoulder is pretty good.
Yeah.
So you have kind of a few choices here for how your characters want to proceed in this little week of downtime. There are a few cases that the chief would probably inform you about, depending on your interest. One or more of you can track down different leads that you get from the chief about what's been going on since you've been gone. It's up to you. You can choose to split up the team or focus on one thing. It's fine either way. So I will write down what those leads are and let you discuss amongst yourselves. You may also be wondering, how does it relate to the merman community? Well, the first one kind of does and doesn't. There are rumors that the man in question, whoever he was seen fleeing at some point into the trenches. The wolf has been disappearing both merman and human alike. And ozone obviously is something that affects both populations as well.
I'm curious about the explosion, and well, I'm curious in all of it, but I would like to know more about the explosion.
Sure.
Yeah, do we know what exploded? Was it a place, or was there just an explosion?
Well, that depends on how you want to get your information. There are, we'll say, two different routes you can take. One is the official explanation of events, and one is the more fringe. One is a video taken by a fan of Scorpio magazine. That is the more fringe one, because nobody believes that one. The other one is the official story. The official story is apparently some amateur or hobbyist flight craft or drone may have crashed, and it had a sizable tank. And that's likely what it was. Somebody flying maybe their own personal helicopter or small plane. It went down. There was an explosion. But I'm guessing, knowing this group, you'd probably want to know what the unofficial fringe story is.
Yes.
That being a blurry video of what appears to be a UFO swirling through the air, then turning upside down, then slamming into the ground, and then a massive man who looks like he's been painted gold, leaping off of its roof, tearing the structure open, grabbing whoever's inside, and then throwing them approximately 40 feet through the air. Whoever that figure is flies like a crash test dummy into the distance, never to be seen again. So the fringe thing says that this is an alien fight. Aliens are fighting here on Earth. They've brought their intergalactic war to the planet. And now these gold aliens are fighting the silver aliens for dominance to see who will take over all of humankind and eventually subjugate the entire world, turning it into a space colony for intergalactic invaders. The figure who was thrown is blurry. Can't tell who it was.
Okay, surely one of us wants to pursue that case, because I'm interested in the ozone one.
Towner wants to because there's a giant man.
Okay, Towner, you should totally explore Gold Man. I think that would be amazing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like Mikey probably checks like Scorpio magazine a lot, or like tries to like find it when he can. So seeing video of a gold alien like beating down apparently another alien would definitely be his thing. But then also he's dealt with Ozone before with Enya, so I feel like he's kind of split between the two.
Yeah, it's tricky.
Oh, okay. Well, who was interested in the Red Wolf case?
I will put my thumb on the scale here and say, I speak when you see this red wolf. There's something intriguing about it for you personally.
Okay, I'm not normally pest control, but she'll look into it.
I'll say the wolf is probably not unappealing to Blue as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say that Ozone or the wolf.
Twilight team up.
Yeah, you guys can team up to track down information about this wolf. I will say one of the reasons why it may interest you, Blue, is because you are probably familiar with one or two of the people who have been vanished in connection with this wolf that has appeared, and those people are likely criminals that are known to have very violent tendencies. They're not people typically to just disappear. Talking about like hitters, enforcers, even a few shooters. People that are very violent, basically. So them disappearing is like just out of nowhere. Maybe not the weirdest thing. Those people don't tend to have the longest careers or lifespans, especially when they're that like violent and brazen. But nobody claiming credit for it. No word on like it being the work of any gang or anything, enforcer, samurai clan. Anything is really strange. Oh, are we splitting up in the, I guess, pairs, sort of? Yeah, we could put Claudia on leave.
She's gotta go see her kids.
That makes sense.
How did Clint do with his kid with her kids?
I guess someone could double and go with Towner to check out the explosion.
Yeah, I'll run double duty.
Passive difficulty of, we'll say 3.
Oh,
Yeah.
it showed the roll. He got a 5.
Oh, did I? Great. So that's weird. I couldn't see my own roll. Clint did very well. At first, likely a little overwhelmed with taking care of kids, but eventually did okay. Managed to turn it around. So he did a great job. Bang up job.
Good job, Clint.
Everything went fine. Clint did okay. He did not go crazy. He did not end up somehow getting home alone through a series of pranks that the children played on him, where he gets like knocked in the head with paint cans or anything. Everything's fine. That's what would have happened if he rolled real bad, though. They would have pranked him good.
As kids do.
Before you go out to your different things that you're pursuing, you also have a surprise shipment waiting for you in your meeting room, a delivery of a rather large, and I do mean large, plastic dome container with a little round, kind of toy-like base almost. The plastic is opaque. You cannot see what is inside. And there are the letters Dorobo written across the base.
Okay.
Alright, how do we open this thing?
It is essentially a capsule. It's basically a giant Gatcha capsule, in fact. Dorobo has provided you with a gift.
Enya's gonna put it on one of the desks and try to like just pry it open with her hands.
Okay. Give me a breakthrough roll against a passive difficulty of 3. Wow, you're able to do it. Okay. Now I'm going to need you to give me a roll of a 1d10. Wow. A 7. Mist escapes the capsule as you open it. You are greeted by a small trumpet sound that says, in a recorded voice that you recognize to be Sunny's, "Congratulations! You've attained a high tier Doog." Within the capsule is... Now you'll have to roll another thing, a 1d2. Oh no. You've acquired a Doog that has a golden sheen, but it is, you see, first the shape of a dog and becoming rapidly unstable. It started with one head. More heads began to unfold off of it like origami until its entire body was just a mess of little flat plain. As it sort of slides out of the capsule, It just keeps unfolding around, and you can hear barks, but it sounds like they're echoing from a distance, even though this thing is right in front of you.
What is this? It's alive. Why is it? How do you make it stop?
It's continuing to unfold, covering any surface that is bare.
Enya's starting to panic and tries to. She tries to grab the Doog and sort of like scrunch it.
Sure. When you go to try to grab it, it just divides into two Doogs.
Ah, I speak. Make sense of this thing.
I speak steps forward to study the Doog.
You attempt to apply anything you know of science, medicine, biology. None of it applies here. This thing, when you look at it, the way that light hits it, you could even wonder if it's even existing in three-dimensional space.
I am unsure of this technology.
Does it have like a core?
Doesn't seem to, but it does respond to your verbal commands. What did you tell it to do?
Sit.
Sit. Okay, it stops unfolding.
Tell it to be smaller.
Lay down.
Okay. It flattens to the ground until it's just like a 1 millimeter thick sheet of different squares and other geometric shapes that's just covering different surfaces in your office. Not disturbing anything, though.
Good boy. Who wishes to keep the Doog?
What do you mean? This is a Doog?
According to the recording, yeah. If I go to the recording, is there any more? Is there like?
There's an explanation.
Okay, I press play.
Okay. There's another trumpet sound, and the voice of, now this time, Yozan. Hey! What do you need me to tell you anything about this thing for? What are you, dumb or something? Don't answer that. It'll just be a dumb explanation anyway. You're looking at a Doog. What is a Doog? You're stupid to ask me that. You're stupid for thinking I'd know what a Doog is. Oh, you're right. The script. The Doog is an experimental pet created entirely from original ideas by the Dorobo group, trademark copyright. The Doog is a companion that has been programmed to assist you thanks to the help that you provided to the Dorobo Corporation. You have the highest quality Doog. Congratulations on your gold Doog. It's not literal, it's not made of gold, so don't try to sell it. And even if you did, good luck. Well, anyway, this Doog in particular is named Polly, as you can tell by the collar that we left with it. There is a collar currently like floating around on the surface of where it's moving around. Polly is a special unit that we've been working on, something that can detect irregularities within reality. Of course, if you ask me, and I'm going off script now, that thing is an irregularity, so it'll probably spend a lot of time sniffing itself. Just like a regular dog, honestly. I don't like dogs. But anyway, this Doog is sort of our idea of what a good police dog might be in the future. It could probably be used to sniff out, I don't know, demons, samurai, who knows, stands? We're not sure. You will probably want to make sure that the Doog is stable, but it still has its uses even if it becomes unstable. We're working out the glitches. And if the Doog tries to initiate self-destruct, just scratch its ears, I think. But which one? Is it the left one or the right one? I'm not sure. Well, just do them both. What else is there? You can hear paper being flipped around. Let's see, radiation, side effects, interactions with medication, photosensitivity. I don't know. You can hear paper being tossed. Yeah, just, if you have any questions, try to consult a quantum physicist about this. Yep. And then you hear the recording end.
Enya's eyes look glazed over. So it's a prototype police dog is what I caught, and probably not safe for normal people to have. Something, possibly radiation, possibly self-destructive. Okay, got it. Thanks, Dorobo. She looks at the Doog. Hello, Polly. Welcome to the team, I guess.
Polly, when you say its name, perks up and reforms, temporarily at least, in its more stable form.
Huh. Well, to be honest, not all of us have a really good sense of, sensing, so you might come in handy. We'll see.
Wolf just stares at you plainly.
Enya starts to look nervously around at anything else. Well, yeah, just sniff around the office, and make yourself at home. And she goes to her desk and shuffles papers around.
Polly, the Doog, walks towards one of the walls, the corners of the room, where it looks like there's been just some cloth piled up. Seems like it's about to set down to maybe rest in it. Instead, just walks up the wall and then starts to walk along the ceiling and then rests near a light fixture.
And is staring at that with her peripheral vision nervously, and then just shuffles harder.
As mentioned in the recording, Doog is a companion that you can take with you on certain missions, although you'll have to flip a coin to see if it'll be stable or unstable. It's more useful as a search dog when it is stable, and more useful for other things when it's unstable, such as creating obstacles, perhaps even whatever you can think of to do with a sheet of unstable molecules and shapes. You could even use it as a net if you're clever enough, I guess.
What does it eat? Does it eat?
There were no feeding instructions nor anything for the Doog. If there were, Ozone didn't read them.
Towner.
Mike defeat it.
Oh, you beat me too.
I was gonna say we can both attempt to feed it things. Sometimes it has.
Okay, how
multiple
about you do Mikey feed him like vegetarian food, and
yeah,
Towner will try meat.
Yeah, Mikey has lots of snacks in one of his drawers. He probably pulls out like some seaweed chips. Just, you like it, bud? Come here, and he's like waving it. He's waving it up to the ceiling to get the Doog to come over.
The Doog will casually walk down from the ceiling, sniff whatever you're offering him, meat or vegetable, and just calmly and politely shake its head.
Towner had left the room and came back with like someone else's lunch that he just took from the refrigerator without a second thought. I imagine it's a sandwich.
The Doog will not eat such things. The Doog does not seem to be interested in food as we know it. It doesn't even like get excited. It just kind of gives you just a stern look, as if you're insulting it by trying to feed it food. The Doog desires more than food, perhaps more than science can even explain.
Oh, maybe they fed it before they put it in the capsule.
Nah, come on, everybody's got to eat. It must eat something. Maybe Towner thinks a moment and then he goes, "Oh, okay, I got it." And he goes over to the desk and he draws a sandwich on a piece of paper, folds it up, and tries to feed it to the Doog.
The Doog chews it and then spits it out.
Does it? Oh, damn.
It sees someone pass by and begins to walk out after them. That person that passed by is Clint. He sees this Doog and says, hey, whose dog is this? Hey, guys.
I think it's ours now.
That is a very, very weird dog.
Oh yeah, it's special. It's a mutt. Its name's Polly. I think you can pet it. Actually, hang on. I go to pet it just to make sure it doesn't like swallow his arm or something.
Oh no, it lets you pet it just fine.
Okay. Yeah, I pet it and then I just go, oh yeah, you can just pet it. Never mind.
He looks a little nervous. Then he reaches down towards Polly.
And just shaking her head. No.
As his hand is getting closer, Polly's mouth is opening, revealing very sharp polygonal teeth. It just
never mind.
stops.
Yeah, no,
Uh,
Polly. No.
well, I gotta admit, I've been trying to become a dog guy, but not every dog is gonna like every guy, I guess. So, maybe it just needs to get used to me. That it's okay. Police dogs really aren't meant to be like friendly kind of companions. I don't. Canine units, they bond with the dog. I guess I'm torn. I guess it's all about how friendly you guys want to be with Polly. He kind of just stares and tries to maintain a smile, though he looks rather nervous.
Oh yeah, we're gonna treat her just right. Isn't that right? And he just starts petting her some more.
Woof. Clint just kind of backs away. All right, well, maybe I'll check back in a while after Polly's gotten settled in. Could even drop off a... Does that thing even like bones, or...
We've been trying to figure that out. Don't know? Bring a variety.
Sure. He just kind of like walks away, smiling and nodding, like walking backwards. Yep. He's maintaining eye contact with the dog, Polly, till he rounds the corner. Yep. The dog made him nervous, to say the least. And that's the general vibe you're going to notice around the office with Polly, too. Any other officer that sees this dog is maybe understandably nervous about how weird it is.
No, it's fine. You just have to make sure you look at the right set of eyes.
Like, on occasion, you'll notice that it looks like Polly is walking sort of in the foreground, but is actually in the background, and vice versa. It would make no sense for an animal to be able to grow larger or smaller in such positional like weirdness, but Polly does exactly that. Like, it'll look like they're about to walk around a corner, but no, they're just walking up the wall and somehow smaller, rounding about to become larger, and then walking back down and shrinking back to normal dog size. Congratulations on your new dog for your unit. Yeah, sometimes just a small dog.
Trippy.
I get the feeling such creature will be useful.
Who here is like a history? Who in your group is a history buff?
I guess me.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say Mikey's whole thing is learning. And
Oh, then
switch of knowledge.
Oh, Mikey, you might have maybe would have heard of this from like old. By old, I mean about 3 decades ago or so. Books and publications. So give me just give me an understanding roll. Passive difficulty of 3. You pass. You have heard vaguely of a novelty pet from the moon called a Doog. They sounded like some kind of weird hologram to you from the descriptions, and in general, it just kind of sounded like something that people on Earth made up for how eccentric moon people were. Like, they have this whole made-up fictional holographic pet that apparently is unstable. That's kind of what you're maybe dealing with here. They did describe it as a Doog.
Yeah, I guess for Mikey that information would kind of track, since Dorobo loves to copy, and I use air quotes when I say that, the moon's homework when it comes to everything that they have. And the fact that they explicitly have been like collecting moon debris.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I would let everybody know that that this is likely some weird moon dog tech that Dorobo has perfected ?
Yeah. Put Polly up here. So, any of you who want to take Polly on any one of your expeditions here, feel free to do so. They may be of assistance. They may not be of assistance. Who can say? You have, you have options here. A Doog could help you sniff out someone who escaped from an explosion or a man made of gold. A Doog could help you track down a wolf, and a Doog could probably help you out with the ozone thing a bit.
Just take Doog out on all of them.
Yes. According to the description given by Yozon, this model is meant to sniff out kind of weirdness with reality. So there's a lot of things that covers. mostly stands, demons, samurai, that sort of thing. Yes, irregularities. As you're trying to acquaint yourself with the Doog and figuring out how just to feed this strange creation, the chief walks in, takes one look at that animal, and he just starts pinching the bridge of his nose and just squeezing his eyes shut. Doesn't really say anything.
Greetings, Captain. We have returned.
He just starts walking away.
Hey, oh, okay. Did you have something for us?
You hear him slam a door in the distance.
Oh, Chief. He missed
He'll
us.
probably be back. He'll probably be back, maybe.
Maybe he's allergic to Doogs.
Or maybe he just needs to have a moment to himself to gather himself. Surely he'll come back.
Yeah, we didn't ask. There's no.
They-
Yeah, I was gonna say, is there any mention of the Doog being hypoallergenic or not?
Nope. Not even anything about whether or not the Doogs had their shots.
Yeah, it could be. It could be he's allergic, or maybe he's just he's kind of scared of him too, like Clint. It's okay.
They usually do not return.
Oh.
All right. Well, now that the chief he's abreast of the situation, and you all have different leads to track down. Let's see who's going after what. We'll start with the Red Wolf one. Ice Peak and
Blue.
Ice Peak and Blue, you are following down a lead about a wolf that's appeared during various disappearances throughout the city. It's kind of like a downtime activity, so it's not like a huge like pressing matter, as in you may not like run into a lot right away, but you can use some of your approaches to kind of shorten your search down to areas that were frequently cited for where the wolf appeared, or just kind of more information about the wolf in general. You can either make suggestions on what approach you'd like to use, or I can likely give you a good idea. For example, I speak in the city, and these disappearances have been happening kind of in different districts of the city, so it's not like there's one set location where you can expect this thing to appear. You can give me a brain trust roll against a passive difficulty of 3. Oh. As you are trying to put together the pieces of like the victims that have gone missing, so far it's something like we'll say 6 or so people have been missing in connection with this, including those that haven't been reported to the police. You're not able to get as much information on those. That may require the help of your partner there. However, the ones that have disappeared, that have been reported, we'll say half of them or that match that. They have police records. These are people that have been involved in violent crimes and altercations. One of them was actually a Mannerette. Is reported to have gone missing. Someone who was just fresh on the job, and they assumed that this person, whoever they were, wouldn't be able to stick with it anyway. So they've sort of written off that missing Mannerette as just like having skipped out on the job. They had a few marks against them. They were just started, and I mean like maybe 2 weeks ago, and they got into a fist fight with somebody over the amount of swear words they were using within 500 yards of a school. That Mannerette is considered to be perhaps not well suited for a job like this. Too violent.
The Mannerette was too violent?
The Mannerette was too violent. They were getting into just fist fights like a common thug. And the other Mannerettes, the more veteran ones, did not think they were well suited for the position. Lo and behold, they stopped showing up for work. Nobody can get in touch with them. There's word about a red wolf, but, nobody really knows anything about it.
So we must track down this Mannerette.
Are you just trying to get information on the Mannerette themselves?
Yeah, like, knowing their general patterns would allow me to track down where they last went missing, I would assume, like the last person to see them sort of thing, if the wolf is connected with their disappearance.
Their name was Officer Aliza Ghulam. They had a history of getting into scuffles. There were a few actual civilian complaints against them. Where they went missing seems to be outside of a known loitering area near a popular late-night bar. So it's likely that they were registered to have been off-duty at that time. So if they got into some trouble about some, whatever their job is, it was off duty when it happened, which is why, again, they're considered more like they probably walked off the job than anything might have happened with them. There's no reports in that area that they were involved in any kind of, like, well, they were seen arguing with someone, but yeah, nothing that seemed to be concerning so as to, like, this is like a missing person who's killed and we don't know where the body is kind of deal. And they didn't have any close friends or family that would report them as missing either. Their neighbors generally seem to dislike them for being angry all the time about things like, homeowner association type of bullshit, like your grass is too high, or whatever, playing your music too loud, kids are too young and loud, and like, also I'm trying to sleep, and all sorts of things. A lot of complaints from this person to their neighbors. So nobody really complained when they stopped showing up to their apartment either. What else would you like to know about them?
I was just trying to find. You kind of mentioned the bar.
Yes.
That's where they went missing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a normal kind of like tavern for people to just like go blow off steam. People from the business district and things like that. Like just real, pretty white collar for the area kind of bar. Just nothing. It's not like a hot spot with the police where there's a lot of fights, to break up.
Well, Dr. Icepeak would turn to Blue and ask, "Do you wish to go for a drink?"
Oh, of course. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay, this bar called the Windy Nail Tavern is the just sort of it's nothing special at all. There's, extremely flat curved displays, kind of hung so that they look like they're weightlessly floating, but there's actually strings that hold them up. It's a pretty standard bar for the area for Guam. Nice mix of natives and locals there, which means that the ownership is likely pretty comfortable with some of the local families, and gives discounts to the elders, that sort of thing. They are a little surprised to see. Well, actually, do you roll in as cops or you just roll in as patrons?
I would assume we'd actually buy a drink. Settle in.
So patrons, you're just patrons
Yeah.
at this smoky bar.
That's what I would say, yeah.
Dr. Icepeak looks like awkward there, but she will at least pay for a drink and pretend to be a patron.
Sure. You're just sitting at the bar, you said? Just at
Yeah.
at the counter. Okay. Yeah, the bartender will take your order. Blue, what are you getting there?
Blue will get a whiskey, I guess.
Pretty normal. He pours that. What does Icepeak want?
Bloody Mary.
Does Icepeak have sharp teeth?
Yes.
Yeah, he looks a little. He shudders a little, but he gets you that drink. Just shakes his head. Damn Cure Clan.
Oh, are Cure Clan common here?
Kind of like puts the drink in front of you. What, you're not one of them with those teeth?
These are natural?
And the get up, he kind of motions to your coat.
This is for my job?
And your Dracula accent.
That is... She looks a little upset. It's from where I come from.
Right. Transylvania. Gotcha.
Mm.
You two stick out like sore thumbs. What are you doing here?
Icepeak looks at Blue. She's better with people.
Wait, sorry. I was like, what was he saying? I was distracted for a second.
Oh, he just said that Icepeak looks like a vampire, and then he said you guys kind of stick out.
Oh wait, would Blue have been here before?
You might have passed through, but it doesn't. It's not the type of establishment that you would probably like be a local at or a regular. You know, like it's just. I'm trying to describe exactly what it's like. It's like the kind of bar your parents would drink at, sort of that kind of bar. Like it's pretty harmless.
Hmm. Let's see. I don't know. Are we like?
We are looking for our friend, Mannerette.
The bartender kind of like shrugged. What for? What do you need a Mannerette for? People around here are pretty well behaved. Did you hear a report or something? Read a review online? He took care of the guy that was in here swearing all the time. I mean, he doesn't come around here anymore. We don't need Mannerettes here anymore either. So if you're gonna like call us in for an anonymous tip to send a Mannerette down here, no thank you.
No, we are looking for them to drink with. It's personal. Have you seen? Yeah.
Are you guys buddies with the what was her name? Like Aliza, something like that.
Work acquaintance. Yes.
Are you two Mannerettes? He kind of like wrinkles his nose.
No.
Right. I figured they had different standards for that. You must be cops.
I am a mortician.
He kind of motions towards Ice Peak and then looks towards Blue. I mean, am I wrong about the vampire thing?
Yeah, but it's a look, isn't it? I think it looks good, right?
Kind of like ghastly to me, but that's my taste, I suppose. Your friend, kind of not too good at handling her liquor, and got into a fight with somebody a couple weeks ago. I remember it pretty clearly because she kept saying, "Oh, I'm Mannerette, so it's okay if I slap you," and then it's not okay. You can't just like slap people in a bar over a fight over. I think it was something like grammar, to be honest with you. but anyway, she stopped showing up, so it's not a big deal.
Okay, so she was drunk and got mad at someone else for poor grammar?
Yeah, that about sums it up. Some of the other guys have been laughing about it for a while, like one of them will say something like ain't, and then the other one will sock him in the shoulder or something.
Who did they get into a fight with?
He gestures towards one corner of the bar, the tavern, where there are recognizably more native members of Guam, people who look like the original inhabitants of the island. It's just one of the locals. I don't know. Got into a fight with an old man. Slapped him. Old guy. I mean, to his credit, he just kind of like shrugged it off, walked away from that. I figured that was that. Might get told, maybe somebody recorded it, sent something into a job, but who knows? She didn't seem happy with that, though. I gotta say, she's just still insisting as we were pulling her out of there. I mean, we did it nicely, by the way. Our security guys are not gorillas. we treated her well. We just had to get her out of the establishment. You can't just be slapping people. We're paying customers.
Understandable.
And do you know anything about the guy she was fighting with?
Just some local guy who likes to drink here every now and again. He's nobody, really. I mean, well, nobody is in. He's nobody, like, worth looking at. He's just a guy. uh, local family man, couple generations back. Family mixed with the American PIs back when they ran the island, blah, blah, blah. I think he does, like, I don't know, carpentry or something, or he's into flooring. Real boring stuff.
Carpentry?
Sure, you know.
I could use a new table.
Kind of like curls his lip. Look, I don't mind if you ask the guy some questions. His name's Mark Share. Like Mark and the word share. Mark Share. He's just seated over there. Just don't bug him too much. I mean, the guy's like a little highly strung, and you know, he thinks, you know, if he gets in any trouble at all, his family's gonna, you know, kill him or whatever. So just don't squeeze him too hard. I just like him here drinking. He's a good customer, actually. Tips well. Oh, and you gotta buy another round of drinks if you're gonna stay here and question people. Not a rule, but it would be nice.
I will buy that man a drink.
Yeah, what's he drinking?
Oh, Margay just drinks, you know, Mai Tais.
One of those, please.
One fresh Mai Tai with all the rum, cacao, and lime you could ever ask for. He starts, like, mixing it up for you. A little bit in the shaker, a little bit strained, and there you go. Nice, fresh beverage, the tropical twist, and even has a little umbrella. As well as a sprig of mint.
Ice Pick slides the drink over to Blue. Like she doesn't want to touch it.
All right. Did we all three get a Mai Tai, I guess?
Sure, I don't know.
Well, I got a Bloody Mary, and I think you got whatever you got. What did
whiskey.
You get? Yeah.
Okay, so we got refreshed drinks. All right, so let's. Yeah, she like nods her head to walk over towards Mark.
Okay.
With the Mai Tai.
You find Mark kind of with a group of other older gentlemen and one younger lady. Mark is a man in his 50s. The woman he's talking to looks like she's about 25. She's just kind of giggling along with whatever jokes he's telling. And like then occasionally gives him a small slap on the shoulder like, stop. And then everyone stops when you two approach. Mark is closing his eyes and drinking, so he doesn't notice that everyone else has stopped talking. And he says, what did I say? What did I say? And then he opens his eyes and sees you two and then spits his drink out onto the table.
Blue kind of like laughs under her breath a little bit.
Good evening. She says that she's wiping her coat a little. It's waterproof though.
What is this? Who are you? Do I know you? Do I know either one of you?
No, but you could know us.
Okay. Okay, Larissa, you stay here. Daddy's gotta go take care of some business. He just finishes his Mai Tai really quickly. The woman just looks kind of bored and then takes out her phone and starts playing around on her Yuzik. He walks, gets up. Is that for me? He points at the Mai Tai that you're holding.
Oh, of course it's for you. There you go.
He takes it and starts to sweat. You can see his hands shaking as he just slowly drinks it. And then finally he finishes it, like, just standing there. Oh, okay, where do you want to do this?
What do you mean? Do what?
I know what you're here for. Just, come on. He just starts walking away, like walking towards the exit.
I silently follow.
Yeah, same.
He walks out of the bar, around a corner, into an alleyway that is unoccupied, and he's just shaking the whole time. Look, okay, like, the thing is, I just needed the money. I had $1,000, and I swear I'll pay it next week. Oh, God. Just, if you're gonna break my hand, just make sure it's the left one. I need the right one for work. He just holds his left hand out shakily. Oh, I can't watch. I'm gonna pass out.
We simply want the information.
Look, we're mutual friends with someone.
Yeah, that's why you're here, to break my hand. Like all my fingers and everything. Because your friend, he does quote, sent you here to shake me down for the money. I can go to an ATM right now and get it if you want. Really, I won't run away or anything.
Can I speak? Just reach into her pocket and pull out like a wallet and like pull out money out of it.
To do what? Yeah, you can do that.
I put a wad of money in his hand.
Oh no, this is how they get you. He just stares out at the money. You double down and then the interest rates go up. Oh God. Leave my daughter out of this. We were just having drinks to celebrate. She got a nursing job, please.
I will pay you for information.
What? You can see he's practically in tears. What kind of information? What do you mean?
You got into a fight with a Mannerette a couple of nights ago?
Oh no! He just starts covering himself. You're friends, right? Like, she told you that I did something and then you're here to kick my ass. Oh, that's just as bad. I'll pay you anything. He holds out the money that you just gave him. It's everything I got. Take it.
I take the money and I put it back in my wallet and I put it back in my pocket. Then I lean forward and say, you may have been the last person to see them alive, so I need information.
Am I a murder suspect?
Listen.
Unlikely. You are not the type.
Here, just calm down. And she's gonna hand him the rest of her whiskey.
He'll take it and then drink it, but half of it spills out. The rest of it he manages to get into his mouth. Give me a let's see. Give me a shakedown roll. Passive opposition 6. He takes 5 points of soul damage from this exchange. He looks like he's about to pass out. If I didn't do anything. You gotta believe me.
Hey, Aliza is a bit much. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, but if something happened, I mean, she just got drunk and she just got mad about the ain't or whatever contraction. I don't know.
She overreacted. I'm sure she did. We just are curious because we were friends, but even friends get on your nerves sometimes. We just want to know what might have happened.
All right, I can tell you, but you're not gonna believe me. And just do me one favor: when the judge puts me in prison and throws away the key, just make sure that my daughter knows that Daddy didn't do nothing wrong. He's been set up.
I would not allow such a thing to happen.
But when I tell you, you're not gonna believe me. No one believed me. I tried to tell them. They just said I was too many Mai Tais in.
Well, you don't know the shit we've seen, so just go ahead.
Fine. He looks worried, but he tells you. Well, it's like I was telling everyone else. She had slapped me, and then they escorted her out. But what they didn't know was later, no one's paying attention, she got back in, but she was gonna go for round 2. Nobody noticed. Anyway, right before she got to where I was, she walked into a door, a red door. I never seen it before in this place. It was just on a wall. And she just walked through it, and I didn't see her again. Nobody saw it. And I told everybody this. I tried to point to where the door was. Door wasn't there.
So there is an invisible door.
Yeah, I know it sounds bad. Come on. Just give me a shot here. I'm trying to explain it. I wasn't that drunk. And I don't do anything like Ozone or nothing. I was just enjoying the drinking, and I was drinking, and then the lady slapped me, and then I was like, okay. Not the first time I've been slapped, I guess. And then the door appeared, and then she was gone. This whiskey was really good.
I'm glad you liked it.
I wish I knew more of quantum physics.
Me too.
So am I free to go now?
As long as you show me the area where the door was.
Sure, I guess it was not far from the bathrooms. That's why I thought maybe she was heading towards the bathrooms. And then went through the red door. He'll lead you back towards the door, to the bar, the Windy Nail Tavern, and then point to the wall where the door was. It is, of course, blank, empty. There's nothing there.
Ice Peak just makes like a mental note, and like for later, I believe we will need our new tool for this.
You'd like to send for Polly?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a bad idea, but yes.
So you'd like to have Polly do a search
around the area he showed us.
Polly sniffs around, scratches at the wall a little, and then looks at you, Ice Peak, and says, "Wolf."
I look down at the dog, and I'm. You feel something there? What do you smell?
Wolf.
Get it? Follow it. Go.
Wolf. It just walks out of the establishment. The other patrons have stopped drinking to stare at this thing, of course.
Is it following any scent? Does it seem like it's picked up a trail of any sort?
Oh yeah, it seems to be going into a direction.
Okay.
As you see it walking, a man who's homeless on the streets holding a bottle, drinks from it, looks at the Doog, rubs his eyes, then tosses the bottle away. A bottlenose boy picks up the bottle, sees the dog, and then just starts drinking from it.
I take. How old does the bottle boy look?
Oh, he looks 10 or something. He's like a little dolphin boy.
I just take the bottle as I leave. Underage. I just keep walking.
It has little grab hands, but it can't quite seem to get the bottle back. You managed to stop a young child from getting drunk. Polly will lead you towards, around a corner, over a fence, through a playground, over a small hill, and towards a church that has been closed down for renovations.
Does it do the dog point thing with like its nose and then like 1 foot up?
Yes, absolutely.
Good. So Enya's here, right? It's the 3 of us?
I think I just misunderstood what he was asking. I picture she just like jogged over and dropped off Doog and
then left? Okay.
Yeah.
I look over at Blue and ask her, are you ready to go in?
I mean, I don't trust this dude, but it's all we have, so let's do it.
It seems a good 4-dimensional, how many dimensions? Creature. She then attempts to pat its head.
Yeah, your hand passes through it.
Okay. Fascinating. And she just opens the door or tries to. Is it open?
It's locked. There's things in the way because it is under construction.
Oh, is this considered breaking and entering if we do it? I don't...
Probably, but you're cops. You're doing an investigation. I think you'll probably get some slack cut for you.
Okay, I start to
leak some lamprey under the door.
Okay. You trying to see what's inside?
I was just gonna unlock the door from the other side.
Okay. You
Yeah.
can unlock the door just fine.
Yeah. I swing it open.
Okay. You swing open the door. It is, first of all, it smells very nice inside. Very green. Very lively. Almost like a greenhouse, sort of. A fragrant smell of flowers and fruit and fresh grass. Not dusty, not closed, not condemned. It smells lovely. And yet, if you were to look around, you would see that mostly it's just shadowed plastic sheeting, construction rigging all around, but no sign of any greenery. So that's a little weird.
Icepeak is not too attuned to greenery. That's mostly a Mikey thing. So she'll just step in and look around.
And what does it look like again?
It just looks like a normal sort of like area under construction in here. Like it, there's just all the telltale signs that this is a site that is under renovation. Nothing really looks disturbed. There's no blood splashed anywhere or anything. But I'm going to need you, Icepeak, to give me a gaze roll right now against pass difficulty of 3. You manage to see, passing by a hallway, a red wolf walking just by, quiet, silently. You see it. It is the brightest, deepest shade of red you've ever seen, the most like blood.
Icepeak is surprised that it's even real.
It might not be.
Where's Doog right now?
Polly is by the door. It refuses to come in any further, actually. Do you want to urge Polly to enter? Polly, if you were to pay attention to Polly, Polly has begun to shake, and you can hear Polly's little plates and fractal geometric shapes kind of like clicking against one another.
Oh no! I stay.
Polly flattens out into a flat sheet, just right at the edge of the door. You just see 2 eyes staring at you, and you hear a quiet woof.
I think I actually saw the wolf. I will say to Blue. Should I scout ahead?
Do you feel safe?
Oh, it is not the point to be safe. I am many, so losing a few will not be a problem.
Right.
It is perhaps best if that is up to you if you wish to go into danger.
Maybe we should scout ahead, yeah.
Okay, I'll send a few lamprey to scout where the wolf went, not the dog.
Okay, give me a slither roll. It's a little rough entering this area and trying to slither around, find your way around. Your eels even are getting turned around whenever they go like here or there through a door. They end up bumping into one another. Some of them end up on the second floor of the chapel without even taking the steps. Some of them are just stuck in darkness and they're not sure where they are. How many eels did you dispense?
Well, this is a pretty big, so like 10?
Are all of your eels equal? Like in terms of like how their attributes as animals? Or are they like, is there diversity amongst them?
Currently they are mostly similar, but they aren't exactly, like, there are both male and female lamprey in her swarm.
9 of them have been eliminated by the time
Oof.
you realize what happens. 1 survives. Something bit them and gobbled them right up.
Ooh, okay, I call back my remaining eel.
It can't come to you. It can't see, and something's holding it. Something like a hand, not a mouth.
Icepeak holds her head as if she has like a massive headache and turns to Blue. I believe they have all been eaten, and I also believe this construction is much like our Doog. Unreliable, not unreliable, but unquantifiable.
A voice whispers to the eel that remains. says, "Come in, come see me."
Dr. Icebeak stiffens. I am being invited in.
I don't know if that's a good idea. I feel like maybe we need the others? Or do you think we could talk back to whoever is speaking to you?
Icepeak's eel says, I am here. Please speak from the eel.
The eel's head is bitten off.
Oof. Well, it has eaten all of my eels.
You can hear the voice now talking. Both of you can hear it from different points around where you are. No games, no tricks, no attempts to hide your weaknesses. I see them just as clearly as I see you. So come into the center chamber. Don't make me hunt you down. The voices bounce from the walls, from the corners. They are seemingly everywhere. And if you were to look back towards the entrance to this place, the place you just came through, there's no light out there anymore, but there are shapes moving. In the dark, there are wolves kind of prowling and circling. Doog is really nowhere to be seen. Polly is pretty much gone. She was a flat sheet. It's almost as if somebody completely turned out the lights. You have one path ahead of you that leads towards the central chamber of this chapel, as mentioned. Or you could attempt to go out into the dark, where the wolves are waiting.
I do not believe we will have time for backup.
Yeah, looks like we have our path.
You smell something odd, too. Both of you give me a gaze roll. 3 and a 2. Okay, you both smell this pretty clearly. It smells like hot dogs being grilled. Or something. Something's being grilled.
It smells like roasting meat. I heard.
The smell is coming from the central chamber.
I will start to head in.
Okay. Within the central chamber, there is mostly darkness and a shaft of light falling upon a figure who is crouched with his back towards you and a red dog who is sitting at attention looking at you as you walk in. The figure seems to be wearing what looks like a black suit with white pinstripes. He is turning something over a fire that has been started from books, likely taken from the church itself.
And does it look like a dog now?
The wolf? It looks like, let's see. Do I have yes, it looks like this. It's like made of these very strange tendrils of blood red liquid that form the shape of a wolf. The man in the pinstripe suit is turning something. He finally lifts it up and holds it into the light to look at it. Icebeak, you can tell this is one of your eels that's on a skewer.
Not again.
Yes, again.
Greetings.
The man takes a just small bite and then chews it for a moment. Could use salt. Greetings. Both of you are with the police, right?
I am a mortician.
And
Sure.
the other one, yes, a detective, right?
That's right.
Well, you're here looking for a missing person, are you not?
That would be correct.
What if I told you that they weren't missing?
Would
Are
you have
they?
in? Sorry.
Oop.
Go ahead.
Are you saying they left by choice?
That's right. They left by choice. They got an invitation to a very exclusive club, tropical getaway, paradise for people like them, people who are interested in crimson things. And that's where they went. They're dead now, but they enjoyed it while they were alive. Some people just can't hack it.
As in, they have been hacked to pieces.
Yes. He drops something on the ground that he wasn't holding a moment ago. And then the wolf picks it up and carries it and drops it in front of you. This is the head of Aliza. They didn't die by my hands. They never made it that far. Few people do, actually. You may be wondering why I'm even bothering to tell you all of this. Maybe it's the confession of a serial killer or somebody just vamping it up, right? For the authorities as they close in. Think about it. A closed construction site, a missing person, reports of them drinking and getting into a fight, then you find me here eating this meat. He holds up the eel again. I've had better, actually.
I generally do not ask people about tasting meat.
He throws the eel skewer towards the wolf that dropped the head off, and it just quickly gobbles it down. Good. It's hard for people to take criticism about that sort of thing. They never want to hear it. Everyone thinks that they'll be delicious.
Not everyone is.
The man before you looks like this. He adjusts his suit for a moment and looks you two over. I think that you have potential, though, both of you. So I'll make you an offer. You do the best you can out here in the, he holds his fingers up in air quotes, real world. And maybe someday you'll get to go on a tour of paradise. The valley, that is. I think that the both of you are hunting for something as we speak. So I'll give you a little clue, even. So long as you follow through on your intended violence.
Dr. Icepeak looks over at Blue and raises a single eyebrow, then back at this man. I have rules to follow.
He just laughs. You sound like one of the lapdogs that I hate. Rules? Who cares for those? Were there any rules when they burned down your home? I don't think so. You can follow those rules if you want. But who's gonna be there to pat you on the back for a job well done when there's a trail of bodies left behind, people you care about?
Blue's like furrowing her brow and glances at Icepeak and then back at the guy and asks, "What's your proposition?"
It's simple. You've made friends with someone you shouldn't have made friends with. A thief. And that thief plans to steal some things he ought not steal. I can't make any moves personally. But if you were to disrupt one or two of his plans, well, that would be appreciated by myself and even my company, my friends and compatriots, that is. The Dorobo group. They're looking for something. Something like a star. They also have a vault of very, very valuable things. I've been looking for it. But they hide very well, and divine intervention notwithstanding. Getting that would be a problem, likely, for me. But for maybe some of you, not so much. If you were to acquire, well, any information about where they're located, or about this star that they're searching for, I think that I would be able to help you with the things that you want to find. In fact, those two things, he holds up his fingers separately, are intertwined. And then he crosses them. I promise.
I have little reason to choose one serial killer over another.
Serial killer is a rather harsh term. I don't really fit most of the qualifications of what people classify as a serial killer. A mass murderer, maybe. Just murderer in general, yes. Serial killer makes me sound, frustrated. I'm not frustrated these days, to be honest with you. There's no need for frustration once you transcend certain boundaries. These days, we're all just kind of bored sometimes. I don't expect you to understand any of that. You are part of the newly born peoples, who I do actually hold a great amount of admiration for. Such hunters within your ranks, and no such human morality to hold you back. Only the right philosophy for the job, the strength to see it through. Quite a vision.
Icepeak slowly looks down at the head of the person.
Yeah, it looks like it's been dead for about a couple days.
Is this your vision?
Freedom. Hunting. Consequences. Yes. Yes, it is.
What did you mean about these people they didn't make it far?
Oh, yes. I have a little estate. A little cut of the world. Just away from everything, where people can run and play as much as they want. Sort of exclusive little paradise. The valley. You'll see doors to it here and there on occasion. And the funny thing is, the bloodier you get, the more you'll see them. All you need to do is enter, and you'll be on your way. In fact, one of our most popular inhabitants found her way there in a not dissimilar manner. She was entangled with, she kind of gestures towards the both of you, one of your crowns. She managed to slip away through a door instead of be dropped from high above. She lived. And now she's there. If you want to find her, she's just waiting. Fighting every single day. I watch personally. I admire her resolution, her courage.
Does she enjoy your paradise?
Oh no, she's planning to kill me at the earliest opportunity. She really, really wants to do it. Oh, and I'm cheering her on. Oh, I hope she does.
You wish to die?
To be killed by something superior than me would be the ultimate compliment to my philosophy, honestly. At this point, however many years on it's been, like I said, you get bored. And facing an eternity where I am the apex seems depressing. But if I knew that something spilled my blood was vicious enough to take my very life, that would be the greatest thrill, I think.
I see. The most dangerous hunter.
He kind of like adjusts his glasses. Or maybe you think you could do it right now. I have to admit, that makes me a little giddy.
Me? Kill anyone?
Both of you.
I think you mistake my nature.
Do I? I doubt it. I've only been wrong one time, and I don't make those mistakes twice.
And yet you still seem alive?
Yes. Imagine the ultimate predator versus the ultimate prey. Carnivore versus herbivore. Turns out the herbivore was quicker. So, no death, but instead this existence as I live it now.
You seem to seek death.
It is a part of the purview of hunting. I am, well, consider me to be the good steward of hunt. It is what I do. These wolves are my hunting dogs. They seek out those that would make good contestants and lead them along their way. I should be departing, I think. Your small mortal minds likely haven't fully grasped the gravity of the situation. No need to overwhelm the children. I will leave you with this, however, as a token of gratitude. The conversation has been most amusing for me. You should look towards the Dorobo group and their friends, the Valentine clan, if you want to find what you are looking for. A certain sort of animal magnetism. Is that pun good too? I'm not sure. Everyone hates my sense of humor up there.
I am amused by wordplay, but not particularly by your offer.
Fair enough. You may in time reconsider the gifts that can be given to you. He removes his sunglasses, revealing empty sockets lined with metal teeth. The vision that can be given to you. Eyes like these, you see everything exactly as it is. Edible and non-edible.
I speak to stare at his eyes almost wantingly, but turns her head away.
He smiles and puts his sunglasses back on. In time. All in good time, Doctor. We could always use more medical professionals in such a hazardous place as the Valley. As for you, he looks over at Blue. You've got sharp teeth. I'm sure you're wanting to use them. Tell your friend here. Tell her. All it takes is a little pressure here and there, and you can get what you want. twist the right arms, cut the right throats, that sort of thing. Playing nice only gets you so far, and because neither one of you looks like the DJing type, then I can rightly assume that you won't be just breakdancing your way through these problems.
Dancing?
Ask a harmonizer about it, and tell them, when you do, that you met the wolf, and he smiled for you. And then Jason smiles.
I thank you for the advice.
He turns around and puts one finger into the wall and begins to trace an outline of a door, just piercing right through the material as if it were just wet clay. And then splashes a hand towards it, spraying it with blood, making this door shape red. He turns a handle made from that same clay and opens the door. And you can see within it is the most beautiful greenery that you have ever witnessed. This looks idyllic. It looks like Eden in there. There are animals, insects. There's a lake, the light of the moon, casting this great, huge, shimmering brilliance. There are birds that seem almost imaginary. They look both ancient and modern. Their strange forms twisting and gliding through the sky, but then a larger one takes hold of the smaller one's neck and carries it off into the distance. He looks back once, smiles, then walks through, and his wolf follows. When the door slams shut, the wall returns to its normal shape, and the heavy oppression that he exuded is gone.
Blue kind of looks longingly where that happened.
I speak turns around and laugh. I have not been so nervous since the depths.
Yeah. Me neither.
There is a certain thing about that, a quality about that place that does resonate with you, both on personal levels and on the levels of who and what you are. Your merman nature, your connection with nature itself. That place looked like the lushest greenery with the freshest hunts, the most delicious fruits, the most tender meats await you in such a place with the clearest waters to drink them down and swim in. But once it's gone, it's gone. Even the smell of it is gone. And it's back to the stale stonework and metal and plastic and the remnants of the burning books that have since died out and become nothing but ash flickering around on stale air. You have the head of Aliza, the Mannerette who went missing. So technically, it's a murder case, if you want to report it that way.
I start to call in Mikey. This body's got to be buried.
Yep. Yeah, he'll show up and with a large enough bag and start taking samples of like stuff around.
So you just found it in here? Polly showed you where it was?
Yes and no.
Okay. I mean, we can talk more about it at the station, or
Mikey, how much do you know about harmonizers?
I mean, they deal a lot with music. They have some good stuff. There are some that just. There's one guy who I remember. He got the Mannerettes gave him a pretty hefty fine because he was just yelling. He said it was throat singing, but it's not any that I. It was yelling. It was screaming.
Do humans have crowns?
Well, yeah, those are called gods.
Yes, I think I've just met one.
Yeah, you can see Mikey's like, he's trying to like piece that together because he may not know about those gods, but like, there's a history of actual god.
Oh, okay. What were they like?
they called themselves the wolf, and they felt like one, like a predator, like something from the depths.
Would would Mikey know anything about the wolf?
Again, Mikey's a history buff, and he knows. I would say probably a little bit about the moon. The wolf, maybe. The Wolf of Paradise was like well known enough to get like a few kind of biopics and documentaries about it. In connection with the Egregori, I think that's something you'd probably need to ask them directly about. But if you pay
Yeah.
attention to that sort of thing, the name may have come up as a sort of thing to be afraid of.
Okay. Yeah, Mikey will just go, oh, like they were a person or they were the wolf? Because I mean, there's different wolf gods, but it just, I guess it depends on where you're from.
It was a man with eyes of teeth, and it had a wolf.
And no, I don't know of any gods that sound like that. I mean,
If you could introduce me to a harmonizer, I would be curious.
yeah, I mean, you may find them. Like I said, they're usually doing some kind of concerts or underground thing. Sometimes you can. Sometimes they're mentioned in like Scorpio, or if you just go down, to the music district. Claudia might know some. I know she's with the kids right now, so. But
Yeah.
the Soundgarden.
Ironically, yeah, Claudia probably would have met quite a few.
But but Mikey will just be like, probably Soundgarden or like the cultural district. If you see anybody who looks really weird and is like doing something that might resemble music but is definitely not music, that's more than likely someone.
Ice puts a hand to her head and looks very frustrated at that. Please, Mikey, I just want one that will answer my questions and not scream at me.
Oh, I mean, I don't know if they'll keep screaming. Like I said, just listen for anything that you would hate. Follow that sound. Yeah, that's
Takes in a very deep breath and lets out a very deep breath.
Yeah, he definitely thinks for a second on that, and then it's just like he shakes his head.
Yeah, whatever you don't like.
I will go there for information.
In the meantime, while Blue and Ice Peak are kind of like trying to find harmonizers to answer some of their questions, Mikey and Towner were directed towards the southern city limits. There's kind of like just dusty roads and rocky outcroppings along the way towards some of the nice beaches that Guam has to offer, and various forests that have sprung up since the landmass increased. This area at the southern edge is relatively quiet most of the time. You get people that come out here, like Samurai will duel out at city limits like this. So it's not uncommon for there to be weird happenings or artifacts of those fights, such as, for example, like there are parts of the southern outer limits that have been like either glassed or turned. There's like vines that will just kind of like hang out where they're not normally going to be growing over trees. Occasionally, a strange animal that looks like it's been drained of color, but still pretty much okay. This is like a type of place where people come to, throw down occasionally. It is still the night, and the night is deep and dark, which means that it is active with wildlife on the outside of the city, raccoons, and occasional capybara, just randomly. One of those just walks by, very calm. You are looking into something regarding an explosion, though. So you have likely you've likely gotten information on sort of the location of where this explosion occurred. It just seemed to be out in the middle of nowhere on nobody's property. The reports that you got about the explosion are that most of the scrap of whatever exploded seems to be lost. Either it went into the water or it just must have burned up. Any evidence of that? It's like just seems to be twisted metal and such. Where do you want to begin your investigation, Mikey and Towner?
Since there was an explosion, the blast site, I assume there's got to be some kind of crater or mark, something that shows that there was an
explosion. Definitely one of those. Like pretty sizable crater, along with some footprints, very very large footprints, bigger than your feet, Towner. Human though, they look like they're human shaped, bare foot actually.
Huh? No shoes.
Yeah, that's a pretty big guy. He's about as big as you. Well, bigger maybe with his feet.
Yeah, maybe.
Mikey, give me a gaze roll. You see something gold glinting underneath the dirt near the explosion. Not quite sure what it is, but it's gold and it's glinting, shining in the light.
Oh yeah, he would definitely grab like an evidence bag. He's probably got his whole kit with him to hold him out.
So you just go over, you very carefully.
Yeah, he probably just goes, walking over and make sure not to disturb, as much as he can. And we'll pull out like a pair of tweezers.
Okay, you carefully, it is the smallest fleck of gold hidden within the dirt, just very gently. You even see a gentle little like centipede kind of like crawling around on the ground near it. There's a butterfly nearby. It's very, very still and calm. Give me a slick roll. A massive arm reaches out to grab hold of you immediately as you approach and seizes you. This hand is almost as big as your torso. The arm is quite fucking thick too. A shape like a man emerges from the ground. You were picking at his forehead. He holds on to you with tremendous strength, crushing you with force that you have never felt before in your life. It's like the deepest parts of the ocean are now holding on to you. The man emerges and dirt begins to fall off of his face.
Yeah, I guess if I have the ability to breathe or speak, I just go, sigh, as I get squeezed by this large gold man.
New opponents have emerged. Santigold heeds the call. Santigold, the strongest that there's ever been. The strongest that there will ever be. I, the hero of the moon and the earth, will crush you. Goes to crush you, Mikey. You're like jelly-like though, right?
Yeah, like there's no bones.
Yeah, he just
about him.
He so goes like to crush you with both hands.
I'm a stress toy. Like he squeezes me, and like other parts of me just get longer or like bigger and fill with like more fluid to like not get hurt as he does this.
So just oh, please stop doing that. It's not as much fun for me as it is for you.
He's just casually twisting you like a toy.
Yeah, it's just I'm a Stretch Armstrong figure. Like it's.
Yes, I had heard much about your people, but it seems you're lessers like I thought. And then he untwists you and then casually puts you back down on the ground as if it's gonna be okay.
Thank you so much. You said Santigold was your name?
Correct. My name is Santigold. I come from the space beyond this world. From the moon. He points towards the moon. With one purpose, to come to Earth and kick its ass. And now, I have found Earthmen, he points at both of you, and I'm going to kick your ass, and then the rest of the worlds.
No, actually, we're mermen, we're not human. I don't know if that changes your plans.
It makes no difference to Santigold whether you were born in dirt or a puddle of water. I'll crush you either way. And when I finally destroy this world's will, they will have no choice but to give me the belt.
What? What Bell? What is he?
He
I mean, Earth has lots of divisions. What do you?
he pulls back his fist and punches it into the ground, um, sending out a splash of molten gold. And pulling out of that pool, from that gold, a belt made of the rocks and wreckage and burnt earth around you. He straps it around his waist. You notice that the dust of the road that you're on is all gone. For the purposes of mechanics, he consumed the scene aspect. Is now wearing it. He's now wearing it around his waist. His waist looks like dusty earth. And it looks like he's even stronger than he was before, like he's more amped. You, he points towards Towner. You look big. Are you strong?
I mean, yeah. Also, bro, you are fucking yoked. God damn.
Yeah, I am. He just starts flexing. Ah!
Yeah, they build those guys different on the moon, I guess.
Towner also flexes.
Oh shit! Give me a. Oh man, you gonna have a flex off? Oh shit. Okay, you gotta give me a roll. Let's see. Do a.
I mean, I meant more like a you know, flex of camaraderie. I don't know.
Yeah. Give me
Like fuck yeah, we're two jacked men.
give me a toothy bruiser roll. Just throw it out there. Oh no.
Oh no.
This has a +1, so a 4. So he sees you flex, and he flexes in a way that is like, for someone like you that understands physicality, almost impossible with a humanoid body. And yet, like, the muscle groups that he's like flexing out, the strength that he's like just displaying, this is like inhuman in a way that like maybe mermen like you aspire to like get that strong. This is and of course he is like solid gold.
You got to give me your routine, man. Like what do? You do like you do like squats or no?
I eat gold.
Really? Gold gets you jacked? Is that like a new thing?
Yes. Maybe it is.
I gotta eat some gold.
You do. Eat gold. You will be jacked. He just goes back to flexing again. I see in you a kindred spirit, so I won't crush you yet, Shark Man. I will give you time to become jacked and yoked. Ah!
Hell yeah, I'm gonna eat so much fucking gold.
Yeah, he's just screaming and flexing now. You're probably here to look for that weakling that came from the moon.
Wait, who? What?
Oh,
yeah, right. Yeah. The case, yeah.
Yeah, was that the person in the ship that crashed?
Ah, yes. Imagine needing a spacecraft to go through space. What a weakling. He can't just jump to the moon. Or to Earth. Santigold can do it.
Wow, that. I mean, yeah, that's actually kind of insane. Yeah, I mean, I assume there's not much left of his ship based on the. And he kind of just looks around at like the blast site, and then he just goes, "But yeah, if you happen to know where they went or where they are, you seem to have done quite a number on them based on the video I saw."
Yes, there's no evidence of what happened because I ate parts of the ship because I was bored waiting for him to come back. But he didn't come back. I thought maybe it was you, but I should have known better because that cowardly weakling would never come back for round 2. Once Santigold crushes your spirit, it's all over. You're looking for the spaceman. The little space baby. Little weak spaceman.
I mean, yeah, aren't you too?
If he wants another round with Santigold, then yes, I am waiting. But I won't hunt him down. That is beneath me. I simply fight those who wish to fight me, such as your police, for example. If they were to come out here and challenge me, I would clobber all of them, destroy their cars, go on a rampage, probably destroy buildings along the way, push over a few trees, that sort of thing.
Please don't do that.
How else is Santigold to find a mate?
I mean,
I was told one must destroy everything, and then eventually someone may think that I have a nice personality.
who taught you that that destruction was a personality type and an admirable one?
I have heard the voices of those who speak on the moon, and they have all come to the conclusion that nobody remembers nerds. Everyone remembers heroes. He slams his fist into his chest, causing this really loud boom when he does.
I mean, yeah, he's got a point.
I mean, there's plenty of people who have advanced. So, and we're not gonna argue who remembers what. That's kind of subjective. But so you didn't see which way they went after you threw them? I mean, you did throw them pretty good.
Somewhere into your city of weak, spindly-armed fools and cowards, I assume. He was fairly wounded and his equipment broken, of course, incidentally. All I needed to do was simply swat him like a fly. So easy for Santigold.
Right. Did you happen to get that person's name? Or anything about them other than they were silver? Like, any kind of defining feature?
Oh, they kept screaming that they were one of the sheriffs. Like I care for the sheriffs or their weak laws. The moon was too weak for Santigold, you understand. I had to come to the earth to find true strength, and here I am. On Guam. I don't know if I should leave or not, honestly. I am waiting for a real challenge. Something tells me it's here. And yet...
Oh, yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's all kinds of crazy stuff here. That, you know, with the mermen and the samurai and everybody else.
Samurai. Yes.
Yeah, samurai?
Santigold has not tasted defeat yet.
Yeah,
I came close, but not yet.
Yeah, actually, I mean, I guess you could kind of wander around. They do show up here and fight. That's kind of why everything looks all war-torn around here. You're actually picked kind of a perfect spot to land for what it is you want to do. Yeah, no, the samurai have, I don't want to say illegal, but not sanctioned fights out here.
All I need to do is wait here and then kick their ass?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to, like, I don't know, build a chair or a house, I'd hate for you to just lay in the dirt like that.
I think to duel a samurai must have a sword, correct?
I mean, samurais don't always have swords, but they have swords. I don't know how to explain how samurai work.
He just
It's
casually
magic?
peels a
And he's
layer
kinda
of
like
metal.
Like,
off
yeah,
of
Mikey just
himself.
kind of shrugs.
He peels like a strip off of his pectoral muscles, and then whips it until it becomes a straight shape, like a blade. There! Now I may fight the samurai.
Yeah, I mean, that'll probably do it. Do you have, I mean, do you have, like, a Yuzik or something like that?
Yes, I do.
Oh, you do?
Yes, would you care to exchange contact information?
Yeah, I mean, if we find anybody, we can always send them your way. You can always let us know if you need anything.
Certainly.
You said you eat gold, so I don't know how mineral rich the area is around here.
I keep a steady supply when every now and again I visit your pawn shop. There are many tasty engagement rings for me to devour from those who are desperate and in need of cash. Quick.
Oh,
Pawn shop, of course.
yeah.
I have considered opening my own cash for gold business, so that way I can buy my food directly from desperate people who need to pay their rent.
right, yeah. Perfect. Well, yeah. Again, here, and
Mikey will actually just produce like a business card.
yeah. This is me. If you need us, we're with the Aqua, and he kind of like
He's probably wearing like the aqua jacket, and so he shows off like the symbol and everything.
he goes. If you just go to Stella Marie Police Department and ask for us if you need us, or you can always again reach us on our Zeeks.
Yes, of course. He actually takes down your information. You get a message from him on his Uzik account. It's just his account name is something like Funnyman91.
Okay, is that you?
Yes, I am Funnyman91. It is because I am told that I have a good sense of humor.
Okay. Yeah. No, I get it. You just make it what you make it off of.
And if you know anyone who is single, when strong, and interested in a man made of solid gold, tell them I am out here. But I would prefer if they do not have any hang-ups about wrestling, combat, gladiatorial exchanges of strength, occasional death sport, explosions, that sort of thing. I am not desperate.
No, I did. Nobody's saying that.
But I am also not picky.
Right. Okay. I'll definitely let you know.
Thank you. And farewell, you. He looks down at your card. Michael de la Cruz. I will remember your name and etch it into the foreheads of my next victim.
That's terrifying and might get me in trouble. I am a cop. You can
Excellent.
just call me Mikey, too.
Certainly. Mikey de la Cruz. And he just starts spinning in place. Your name will be remembered.
Right. Thank you, Santigold.
And Mikey will
He's drilling into the ground.
Mikey will turn to Towner and just go,
I guess we need to start asking about a silver man in town.
Yeah. Also, is your name Michael?
I prefer Mikey.
But is it Michael though? That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Michael.
Your name is John. Like we have the most.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
They're just kind of like default names.
Nah, John's a good name. Classic.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah.
Before his head descends beneath the earth, you hear Santigold. He's looking up, staring at you. Classic name, John. And then he nods, and then he just completely disappears.
Oh, I think he is gonna call you that.
He called me whatever he wants, honestly. I gotta get some gold.
I think that's maybe only for him. I don't know. Ow.
Only one way to find out.
Yeah, I should have probably asked for a sample. Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess we got something. Let's, I guess, maybe check hospitals for any silver street performers that recently came in. Or find any injured street performers. It's probably them.
Or just silver guy in another crater, yeah.
Yeah, that too.
All right. Well, you have your hints and sort of a lead. Silver guy. Back within the city, if you were to ask around, I assume you would ask about a silver man.
Yeah, if anybody's seen one, and we'll probably run into at least one street performer who's just some guy painted in silver.
Okay, I'm going to need you to give me a slick roll and Towner to give me a wannabe detective roll. Oof. Both of you are having a little bit of difficulty getting solid information about this lead, unless you want to invoke. You certainly can. I would say an invoke here would lead you towards success. We'll put the target at 3, so makes it easy for you.
Yeah, I'll pay the fate point.
Okay.
I'll invoke my my drive.
Your drive to learn everything that you can. So you
Yeah,
start
so
out with
It's
Towner.
a quantity. Yeah, it's a quantity issue of just me
Yeah.
asking everybody anything till I get the right answer.
Towner, you're distracted because of your need to now consume gold. You find that there is a shop that sells a gold flake dessert. It is very expensive, and it will distract you from your investigation here for the moment. You can take it. It'll give you a fate point.
I will accept the compel. Is that right? Like
Yeah,
I
you
want to
accept.
be distracted by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Towner does Towner eat sweets?
Oh, he'll eat anything. Like he'll
Oh,
eat
okay.
wood if you tell him it's good.
Is he like an actual shark trash compactor where they just find like weird things in their stomach?
Yeah, if
He's
Santigold was
more
made
like
out
a
of wood
goat,
and
honestly.
trees.
Give me a super taster roll as you're eating this gold. Yeah, you know what? When you have that gold flake, small amount as it is, there is something about it. It does make you feel like a little tougher.
He knew it.
Something about it, or more specifically, it's like once it's like on the tongue and being absorbed, it's like you're picking up something like the mineral of it. You've eaten junk before, I'm sure, but this is like you're observing it from a whole new angle, feeling like this could lead towards strength. There is perhaps something to what Santigold said. Interestingly enough, you now realize just a bit, just a touch, strikes you as you're eating this. Santigold wasn't that different from your kind. It's like he wasn't human. He was something superhuman, in fact, and he wasn't a demon or stand. He's like something out of mythology almost. And for your people, that's kind of what you are. So yeah, you kind of make that connection. For you, Mikey, you are able to track down 1 or 2 people who are willing to talk to you about the Silver Man. They didn't want to initially, but once you really dedicated yourself to like finding out what happened to this guy, you get 1 or 2 people who are willing to tell you that it seems that there was a strange man in a silver outfit they assumed was some kind of street performer or artist, but then the Harmonizers quickly kind of scooped this guy up and like ushered him off somewhere in the central part of town, where Harmonizers are known to kind of like congregate in their small little communal houses.
Then, yeah, he would probably start heading that way.
Okay. Along the way, along the path, as you go, you will find that the city is pretty lively for it being late at night. There is more than one person that you see along your path that looks like they are up to no good, but when they see you and the fact that you're wearing an aqua jacket, they kind of like turn away or go about their business. Some of them are clearly mermen. Some of them are not. You have been abreast of this. You guys are both aware of the situation. You know that Dagonite influence is spreading in Stella Maris, so it's possible those guys could be Dagonites or in league with them. They're sort of along the path to the central part of town. No need to stop and investigate them right now, but their presence is a little bit thicker than it used to be. Like there's just more randomly just a person who looks shady. A pufferfish who, sees you, contracts down to a smaller shape and just walks the other direction, that sort of thing. These are seedy streets. As you are on your way to that, however, we will quickly return to Ice Peak and Blue. We're also looking for Harmonizers. Your intelligence, both of you, has told you that the Harmonizers in the, again, central part of town are likely those that can answer your questions. And in fact, you seem to be all a buzz about some kind of news that has occurred. Wouldn't be crazy to think that if you knew Towner and Mikey were heading that way, you might also join them, right? Like, makes sense.
Yeah.
Let's see. Blue, give me a shakedown roll, passive difficulty 2. Would you like to invoke, or do you want to just let that ride? You just need like one more to pass, but if you want to just like let it ride, you can let it ride.
I'll just let it ride.
Okay. You're kind of like, as you two are working together to find out information on where you can find the Harmonizers, you are able to kind of catch one of them on a street corner performing with a vuvuzela. They are calling out towards the heavens, making the loudest noise, wearing what looks like a suit of tinfoil with a fishbowl helmet. And as they are playing the vuvuzela, they're just saying, they lower it to say, "Look at me! Look at me! Look at me! Look at me!" Assuming that you look at them, Blue, they immediately stop doing what they're doing and then look a little bit shaken. It is a young woman with very thick glasses, and she has two kind of red pom-poms kind of like attached to her head on a headband underneath her helmet. She is someone who can maybe answer your question. She fits the description of a harmonizer. She, first of all, looks kind of crazy, and second of all, is trying to get attention and making a lot of noise with a musical instrument of sorts. With your role that you had of shakedown, she can point you towards where you might be able to find more information that you're looking for. Do you mention any of the things that were said to you regarding the wolf?
Yeah.
Okay, she throws down her instrument and runs away. Ah! She says, "Heretics! Heretics! Stay away!" They seem to have been spooked when you mentioned the wolf.
Can I throw an eel at her back?
To do what?
Track her?
Okay. Sure. Give me a slither roll. The 2. Yeah, you can track her movements. She is currently running around the block. You can hear her screaming, and then running out of breath rather quickly. She's not a trained athlete, so you just hear her eventually gas and stop against the wall and just say, "Heretics. Wolf, no. Wolf doesn't like to party. He likes to kill. Party, party, party. Don't they understand? Where's my..." She starts patting herself. "Where's my vuvuzela go? Party. Nobody's looking at me."
Where did her vuvuzela go?
She threw it down in front of Blue whenever she ran off.
I pick up the vuvuzela.
Okay. It is a very cheap plastic vuvuzela.
I point in the direction that she went. Do we wish to follow?
Yes, I think we should.
If you follow and track her down, you will find her in an alleyway with a few other people. One of them is wearing what looks like a bear themed suit with a giant bear head and a plastic sword. Another one is wearing a gaudy pink wig that's got glass hanging from some of the locks of hair, like almost like a wind chime. They're all just talking, whispering. I mean, you can still hear it because you have your eel. So they're whispering about saying that they may have run into some heretics, wolf worshippers. Somebody mentioned a wolf, and then they're all whispering, "Wolf. No way. Wolf worshippers. Oh no. How did you escape? Did they try to kill you?" The one with the sword, little bear costume, just swings his plastic blade. "I may not be a samurai, but I'll put them down. I've been practicing just like St. Sullivan said." And he starts fencing at the air.
Dr. Icepeak appears in the in the alleyway, backlit from the light outside of it. Hello.
The bear suit drops his sword and like scrambles to pick it up.
Someone has dropped this instrument.
The heretics have seized our musical instruments, and now they are going to silence us. Quickly, run, ladies. I'll protect you, even if it means my life. St. Sullivan demands courage. Yeah! He goes charging at you, I speak, with his shitty plastic sword.
Mm-hmm. Can I put the end of the Vuvuzuela on the sword?
Oh, wow. Yes. But, yeah, no. Go ahead and roll, give me a slither roll, I guess, to see how you outmaneuver this guy.
Oh, no! He beats me up.
Yes, he, as you go to put the Vuvuzuela on the end of the sword, you see for a moment, like, almost like you hear a horse gallop. He goes, ha-ha! And then pokes you with the plastic sword, but it just breaks against your body. He slides. Go ahead.
I see it just like going in, and then like there's nothing there. Like
he slides past you with his sword still drawn dramatically. The deed is done. The villain has been slain. He turns around and sees that you're completely fine and goes, oh shit!
Do you not wish for this back?
What do you mean? I know your games. Those of you that are heretics are well known amongst us harmonizers, worshipping those four troublemakers, evil as they may be. Why do you do it? What is it? A lust for power? Revenge? Gold? Cash?
I have no need of cash, but I do have need of information.
The only thing I can tell you is that there's no heaven waiting for someone that worships a wolf. He swings his sword around.
Yeah.
What do you say to him?
Oh, it does seem he has a strange paradise. I am not eager to get there.
I don't believe you. I think you do want to get there. And if I had to guess, I would even say that you're evil. So, you know, as a harmonizer, it should be my job, even though I wasn't given a samurai sword, to put evil down, as St. Sullivan demands, with his mighty steed and sharp blade. He motions towards his bicycle that's leaning against the wall. There, see, the mount that I possess, and this blade, he swings the plastic sword around again, sharpened against many battles. This helmet, he points to his bare head, bathed in the blood of my enemies. All of it for glory, history, and protecting those you love.
He just like stares at him kind of blankly. You are a lively thing.
That is Sir Lively Thing to you.
Hello, Sir Lively Thing. I wish to ask you questions. I am of the police.
A cop! Oh, shit! He throws down his sword. I surrender.
Good, I will ask you questions now.
Oh, yeah, whatever you want. Just don't arrest me. I gotta go to work in the morning.
She offers without even looking at the woman or the girl, the Nia girl, she'll just like thrust the Vuvuzela out at her, accurately.
The girl with the astronaut outfit takes the Vuvuzela and looks like really nonplussed. I can't believe he just punked out that quickly. This is not a party anymore. You're supposed to be brave and strong. Just because she's a cop doesn't mean that she tells you what to do. We're not those weirdos that worship the big corporate guys. We're like the cool kids. Remember, we break the laws, and like sometimes we call the cops because we need them, but otherwise, like she kind of like tucks the booze way away and says, like fuck the police. She says it real under her breath. But
I would not recommend. Nevertheless, I wish to ask you questions of your religion.
Sir Lively Thing, as you know him, the bear man, takes his head off, revealing that he is sweaty, quite corpulent, and maybe should change his pillow covers every now and again. He's got a little touch of acne. He does look. His face is very red. Fine. What is it? What do you want to know?
This wolf, he is real. I have met him.
You what? You met the wolf? That's impossible. And also, you'd be dead, like like quadruple dead. His power levels are way too high.
Yes, I died 10 times.
What? What do you mean? Are you a vampire? I read about them. They are the followers of Germanata, and they have to die by my blade. He looks down at his plastic sword.
Speak steps on his sword before he picks it up.
No! Oh, I ordered that replica online.
I am of the sea.
What? Oh, I get it. You're one of those fish people.
I am one of those fish.
Fish people could be harmonizers too, I guess. You could also worship heretics, I guess. I don't know. That doesn't mean anything.
I have no gods.
So you're just like a different kind of heretic, I guess. Is that how it works? He looks at the others. They just kind of shrug.
But your gods have come to me, so I've come asking questions.
No, you think you're special, huh? Watch this. Saint Sullivan, I pray to you, strike down these non-believers who seek to impede my path. He thrusts his hands up to the air. Now in my hour of need. What is like kind of a minor casual effect that Jim would cause in this moment, if at all?
It's really tempting to just push him over with like a mystical visible force.
Just push him over with a mystical force. That's fine.
Yes, just push him over.
Okay. You watch as he thrusts his hands up dramatically, waits, and then you see hand imprints in the back of his suit momentarily. Weirdly, just quickly, as he just gets pushed over and just falls flat on his face. Oh! What does it mean? Signs and symbols.
Did you trip?
No, didn't you? He struggles to get back up. Didn't you see it? The Holy Spirit was here of St. Sullivan. He was trying to push me ahead forward towards my path. Obviously, on my crusade. That's what I have to do. St. Sullivan demands courage of his crusaders. I may not be one of the cool people from Cydonia, but I'm definitely on my way to going to Cydonia when I save up the money at the dollar store that I work at. It's gonna take like a couple months, but I'm gonna get a ticket. I'm gonna go to Cydonia. I'm gonna train with real knights, and then I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna have muscles and full facial hair.
What is Cydonia?
You don't know what Cydonia is? Ah, jeez. Wow, you guys are noobs. Fine, I'll tell you. Cydonia is just a floating continent where all the knights come from. They are born there sometimes, or they're drawn there through magical means, such as, like a forest or like a mirror, or, like they get a note that says, come to Cydonia, so they go to Cydonia eventually. Either way, they go there and become knights. Or if you're born there, it's like you're from a magical heritage or something, man. Like, like from the greatest swordsmen that I've gathered near the foot of Castle Cydonia. And those who are lucky enough even get to live inside the castle walls, and wizards are in there, and there's like a dragon or something. Yeah, he starts waving his hand around. Ooh.
Oh, Yes, one of our members is also a dragon.
What do you mean, also a dragon?
She is a sea dragon.
Oh, cool. Okay, like, huh? Well, either way, that's pretty neat, actually. What does that look like? Do you have a picture?
I do not carry pictures of my co-workers.
Okay, well, like, that's pretty dope. If you got a dragon hanging out with you, I guess that means you might be like sort of on your way to being like kind of like an honorary Cydonia. Because dragons are cool, and St. Solomon thinks dragons are cool, so I gotta think dragons are cool. Otherwise, I don't have personality. Look, I'll tell you where you can find other Harmonizers. Maybe you could even be converted to the faith, you know, like the faith. And he just holds his fist up towards the sky, the moon in particular.
Icefig just looks uncomfortable.
Yep.
We shall see. I suppose I can introduce you to the dragon.
Oh, that would be really cool. You said it's a she? She's single? I get that dragon.
I do not know.
He like he licks his finger and then slicks his eyebrows back. Yeah. The other girls look the girls that are with him now are thoroughly disgusted with this man. You gonna really try to date a dragon? Gross.
Well,
he doesn't seem shamed.
Well, as you can see, I am a noob, and I wish more information.
Okay, well, just go down to the, you know, you've been to Electric Avenue.
I have been down to Electric Avenue.
Great. Just go down there, whole row of Harmonizers, different outfits, restaurants, in that sort of thing. You go down there, the outrage about this. Go down there and you'll find probably who you're looking for. Just one thing, make sure if you mention the wolf, you gotta say you're not a friend of the wolf and he never smiled at you. Because if he smiled at you, that's bad.
It is. I see. Then I am very bad.
What do you mean? What are you saying right now?
What happens when one smiles at you?
He just starts backing away. He just breaks out into a full sprint.
Icefig watches.
He's not very fast.
No, he's giving her information. She's just watching him waddle away as she turns to Blue and says, "It seems we are very bad. Do you think this is also a curse?"
I mean, if I'm more bad than I was before, I mean, sounds like a curse.
Yes, I would consider it the same. Shall we go to Electric Avenue?
Let's go on down.
Okay, you guys were gonna go down to Electric Avenue. That is where you will likely find some of the Harmonizers that you were looking for, and it is also where Mikey and Towner will be probably meeting up with you because they're also heading into that direction. Enya following up on the Ozone matter.
I mean, I could always just meet up with Mikey and continue what he's pursuing.
Yeah, we could, but like, I guess real quick to cover that, where do you start your kind of like looking into Ozone out of curiosity?
Honestly, Enya's been spending more of her time at her little office in the House of the Rising Sun more so than in her own apartment. So she probably has gotten to know some of the people that are like, you know, living there. So she would just start noticing maybe there's a decreased amount of use, was it?
Decreased supply.
Decreased supply. Okay, so are people like agitated or are they having like withdrawal around her?
Yes, definitely. And the guy that you knew to be Jeff Lynn is currently, I mean, he hangs around the house, but on the outside. And he just is spending his time now just kind of weeping into his hands and begging for change.
She's gonna sit down next to him and say, hey, Jeff, look, I can give you some work if you'd like.
He looks up at you, and you see in his eyes nothing. They are blank, faded. The colors faded from them. They look blind.
Hey, what's wrong with your eyes?
I can't see heaven anymore. Who would hire a blind man? I'm as good as dead in these streets now. I can't see. He's just reaching out towards you.
No, that's not true. Everyone's got a use. And she's gonna, like, help him get up and lead him to her office. Come on. If he'll, let her, she'll sit him down at her, like, office chair.
Yeah, I mean, he'll sit, but he looks, you can tell by helping him up and around, he is very thin. He hasn't been eating.
Hey, when did you lose your vision?
Days, maybe. Ozone, it's too expensive. I can't get it. I couldn't without crime. I didn't want. Heaven would never forgive. Begging wasn't enough.
She's gonna turn around and go through like one of her cabinets and pull out one of the fruits and set it in his hand. Here, this is all I've got right now, but eat something.
I'm Jeff Lynn. I'm the CEO of the Moon. I live a lavish lifestyle, beautiful and forever in the stars, looking down and seeing a city made of silver and jewels, a forever expanding blue sky. Oh, I don't see it anymore.
Jeff, hey, it's okay.
He just leans forward and his hair covers his eyes.
Here, just eat this for now. I'm sorry I've been gone for so long.
The fruit rolls out of his hand.
Hey! She's gonna tap his shoulder.
His breathing is shallow. He seems to have gone into some kind of shock, or it's hard to say. He's not responsive though.
Shit. Hey, Jeff! She's gonna smack his face. Wake up! Breathe a little harder. Come on.
It seems that his will to live is low.
Okay, look, I have ozone. How does that sound?
He's still not responding.
She's gonna throw him over her shoulder and just head out. Her next goal is just to take this man to, like, the nearest clinic.
Okay. When you get to the clinic, it shouldn't take you too long. You find that there are a lot of people there that look just like him, waiting in the waiting room. Kind of, some of them are alone, some of them are just holding themselves and shivering. They all look underfed, and many of them have either sunglasses on or their eyes are just milky white like his were. There's enough of them for you to think that this guy is not alone in whatever he's dealing with. This clinic is in kind of one of the not so great parts of town, and some of the other people in the waiting room some of them are mermen, some of them are human. So this does not discriminate. They are all kind of victims of this being just withdrawn from them so quickly. The nurse at the clinic will let you know that they'll kind of fast track this guy because it looks like he is on his last legs, and they actually don't know how he would have even been living for the past few days on the street. Like, all the vitals say that he should have actually been dead.
Yeah, she's gonna identify herself as police and that she'll be coming back for him as soon as she can, and she'll thank the nurse.
What's his name? I need to write it down.
It's Jeff Lynn.
She just scoffs. Right, okay. Jeff Lynn. She does write it down.
That's his name.
Yeah, like the CEO of the moon. I got you.
The who?
You don't know who Jeff Lynn is?
What do I care about the moon? That thing is just cut off.
He was the CEO of one of the richest companies in anywhere. It was one that ran the moon. That was before it got cut off. Now nobody knows what happened to him. I'm surprised you didn't know about him.
Great, so my friend is delusional. What else is new? Please, just help him.
We'll do what we can, but there are a lot of guys just like this, and it takes a lot of really expensive drugs to keep them going. So unless he's got a family or something, or a health plan, it's gonna be difficult. We'll do what we can, of course.
She sulks a little. Yeah, okay. Thanks, I'll be back for him.
All right. She wasn't lying. There are a lot of people crying. Some of them actually do have family with them, but a lot of people devastated by this.
She's
epidemic.
gonna take in like the sight of that. I'm assuming it's like a waiting room or an ER ward, and she's just gonna inhale and just like rub a hand over her face, like down really hard, and head back to her office.
Part of your core belief is that there is a use for everyone. But what you've seen just now, and kind of with Jeff and these people, is society doesn't seem to really have a whole lot of use for them. When they're in this state, it's almost like they're being discarded and are just waiting to hear the inevitable. It's a hard thing to face when you are from Atlantis, to see people treated like this when they are at their most desperate and vulnerable. But that is how it is at this level of society.
Yeah, she's gonna make a stop at, like, there's this shrine, and she just needs to talk to before she heads to work. And she's just gonna kneel down in front of it and just kind of say, I don't know what to do. I wish you were still here. I watched a desperate old soldier willing to take on ridiculous odds because of some corruption with this family happening, and I ended up helping whoever this... I helped the bad guys, I think. I'm pretty sure. It didn't feel good, but that's what my team wanted to do. But it still bugs me so much. I saw this man just unravel, and we just moved on like it was nothing. He was in so much pain, and now all these people, hey, I wish you were here. And she'll get up and head for work. But if she notices, like, there's a case open for the Ozone, she's gonna jump on that ASAP.
Okay. When you head into work, a familiar face, although he is cautious, looking around your room there, your meeting room. Clint kind of pokes his head in. Hey, is the dog around?
Polly?
Yeah, that's the one.
I don't know. She's gonna whistle. Hey, Polly!
Whoa. It's fine, really. To be honest, that dog makes me a little nervous.
She comes from a really questionable organization. What can I do for you, Clint?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's not what you can do for me. I was going to tell you, I think your crew was gathered on Electric Avenue, Central City. Just figured. I'm kind of surprised you weren't there with them.
She flinches a little. Oh, yeah, I should go. I'll go see if they need help. It shouldn't be too... Maybe I'll help them speed up whatever they're doing.
Hey, you okay? You seem like you're a little shaken up.
Oh, yeah. I'm good. Thanks, Clint. I'll be going.
Okay. If you ever need to talk, I am around. I know I'm just like a normal guy and I don't do all the crazy stuff that you guys do, but, the job gets stressful. You don't want to get burned out so young.
Her eyes sort of, glisten a little as she looks at him. You're a good person, Clint. I'll keep that in mind. Always. And she'll give him a thumbs up.
Kind of waves it off. Nah, that's not true. I don't even stick to my diet. What kind of good person can't just count their calories properly? The donuts, though. He just kind of rubs his stomach.
She'll offer a fist bump before she heads out.
Yeah, he returns it. All right. Oh, I do need the layoff, though. He just, as you're leaving, he does kind of droop his head a little and poke at his stomach pudge.
Your help with the hotline is something of a help enough for now, Clint.
All right, go get him, officer.
She'll salute. And yeah, she'll head out to the park.
You are able to meet up with Blue, Ice Peak, Mikey, and Towner on Electric Avenue. Kind of a nice little walk of different... the variety of buildings here is pretty wide. There are electronics shops, there's music shops, there's clubs, bars. All of them look pretty ramshackle, but they exist. And also a variety of different smells of different foods that are cooked here.
She looks for any of her teammates and spots Mikey first. Hey.
Oh, hey. Enya, how's it going? Are you here to help us?
Yeah, what's the situation with you?
Me and Towner were checking in on, the fight that happened outside of town. We met the gold man who was seen throwing the other person into town. I've got his information. His name's Santigold. He says he's from the moon, and that the man that he threw out of the ship that crashed was also from the moon. He said, I asked around, and the Harmonizers picked him up. So, we're here to talk to the Harmonizers.
From the moon? Did it seem like he was on drugs?
Who, Santigold? I mean, if he was, it wasn't Ozone, because that guy was strong. I mean, he dug a hole into the earth just by spinning in place? It's insane.
Okay. Hey. Sure. Help me out with the case when we're done with this. Let's knock this out. Let's look for this. You said it was a silver man?
Yeah. I was, actually Ice Peak and Blue said they needed to find some Harmonizers as well for their case, so hopefully we can just ask one a whole bunch of questions.
You know the humans have crowns.
Yeah. Yeah, do you know any... I guess, Annie, you're kind of new here, but yeah. I guess the Ice Peak ran into a god or something?
What? How did that go?
He smiled at me. I do not think that means well.
I would think if you came across a god, it would be for a reason. What did they want?
She pauses and sort of pinches her chin and tilts her head. I think he wished to make a deal, and that the men we just helped, he wishes us to betray them, which is not where I was going. I figured we would work on the Ozone case and put them in jail, but he seemed to want more.
Tell me more about it later, will ya? I guess we should focus on one thing at a time here.
I am very good at multitasking.
I'm not.
I speak just like nods understandingly. She knows people don't work like she does.
Enya's been a little bit down ever since the whole Dorobo thing. It's been noticeable.
All right. So, do you guys want to just talk to the Harmonizers, like kind of fan the area, try to get information, or do you want to, shake people? It's whatever approach you want to use to try to get information on the Silver Man.
Yeah, I was gonna say Mikey probably takes off his aqua jacket and like ties it around his waist, so it's not as apparent. So they might talk more to him because now he's just some guy in like a Hawaiian shirt and like a bucket hat with green hair.
You want to just like kind of like talk to people for information. How do you do the approach? Is it like you are interested in the religion and want to get into it, or you just want to know more about do you cut to the chase, get right to the silver guy? What do you do?
He would probably, he'd probably ask around if like what people think about the video that the Scorpio magazine dropped with the fight outside, and like, oh, who do you think it is? Like, who, do you think that's one of them? Like, who do you think it was? Like trying to like probing questions like that to see if anybody might offer up anything.
Give me an extract roll. Let's see, challenge roll. We'll say 3. You want to re-roll, or do you want to just let it ride?
No, I'm gonna pay a fate point and re-roll because
don't be afraid to spend fate points, guys. You'll get them back. Plus, it's close to the end of the session. Fuck it. 2. Hey, spend another one. It's loud, so for example, you can invoke that it's loud here, so you're just kind of speaking up above so they hear you better. If you want to get that with a 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fine.
Then you are able to kind of like speak at their level. Kind of like being loud seems to be what they like. They like sound. So like once you speak up, at first they're not interested, but once you speak up, double your volume, suddenly they're like, oh, hey, yeah, the fight was awesome. Hey, one of them leans in, I hear we got the silver guy like in one of the buildings, but don't tell anybody. He's like a celebrity here, Everybody wants a piece of the silver guy.
No way. Nah, I don't believe that. I mean, I heard some stuff, but that can't be true. There's no way Silver Guy's here.
Look, Silver Guy's here, okay? What happened was he was heroically trying to defeat a rebellious punk, and then he got injured. So we're just putting him up temporarily is what I heard. Till he gets his strength back. We can go kick that gold punk's ass, definitely.
I mean, look, she's a little bit of a square, but like, I got a friend who's a doctor, so maybe, I mean, she could probably take a look at him, but like, again, we gotta find the Silver Man first. There's no way he's here.
No shit, really, a doctor? Is she a believer?
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah? Name 3 of the Egregori.
Oh, I mean, obviously, look, I don't like to speak about some of them, but like, there's always the wolf. Like, apparently, like, there's wolves running around now too. Like, it's getting crazy. Stuff's getting creepy out there.
Wolves? Where?
Yo, I saw a report about it.
Just point me in their direction, man.
Nah, man. Look, I'm not gonna worry about that.
We don't deal with heretics around here. No wolves, no monsters, no nothing.
No, I mean, I get it. I'm all about that too, but like, I I saw the reports, but I didn't. There's no proof that it was. It could have just been a normal wolf. You know what I mean? Like they exist. Like they're not special compared to like special wolves.
Seems like a little suspicious about you, but he just kind of, yeah, okay. All right, no problem, man. I'm sorry. It's just we're a little paranoid right now. I mean, it's big moves. Nobody's ever come from the moon before like this, man. I mean, we've heard reports. People take videos that say that we're getting visitors, but like having a real live spaceman like, that we can talk to, that's crazy. So
yeah, like I mean, obviously, like you seem to be on the up and up. Like he like that. The person hasn't said anything. Like, are they awake or like what?
yeah, no, they're over there at the Brimful of Asha. Points to a red roofed building with smoke coming out of the like in the second floor. You got to use the secret word though if you want to get by.
And I mean, if I bring my doctor buddy, like, what's the secret word so that she can get in?
Oh man, it's harmonic convergence.
Nice. And Mikey's just kind of nodding. Yeah, let me see. I need to see what her schedule's like. See if she's busy. But if not, I'll try and get her to come by. You know, because she's kind of new to all this, but like she's super devoted to all of it. So like I think doing this would be really good for her and obviously good for the Silver Man.
Sure, man. Anything you can do is great. Once we get that guy back up on his feet, he shows us the way, tells us more about what life's like up there. Maybe we could go with him, huh? You know? He kind of elbows you. Finally, you get to see, like, the Silver City. Artemis. The real deal, man. No more of this shit Earth. No more of this plague and famine. Totally beautiful city up there. Lights and everything. I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Can't wait. Yeah, let me hit her up real quick, man. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, man. You know, you go ahead. You do what you do. Remember, there's always a better version of you out there. You just need to harmonize to find it.
Yeah, you too, man. And Mikey's already like texting in his UZ to get I Speak to meet him.
We're all on the street, I would assume.
Yeah.
Because we gathered, so I'll meet him at the building. We'll meet him at the building.
Yeah, I don't know how many of us to let in. I guess we could all go. You guys, if you're wearing any like cop stuff, like try and hide it or play it down, you know? Or maybe they'll think it's cool that there are cops that know about this. I don't know. But I know how to get in.
I Speak removes her badge and her name tag and just kind of like puts like drops them into her collar where like her outfit rustles for a bit as they disappear.
Okay. As a group, you can go into the Brimful of Asha. It's just a small kind of restaurant. Serves street food on the inside and has an upper floor where it seems like it's normally a tea house kind of setup, but right now it's kind of blocked off with a few guards. There's two of them. One of them looks like a medieval knight with an actual sword. The other one is a woman wearing black lace with white skull makeup on her face. These, unlike the people you ran into in the alley, they look like they are quote unquote the real deal. They are blocking the way to the second floor, though.
So you said you know a way in?
Yeah, I can. I guess let me do the talking for now. And Mikey will start walking towards the second floor.
Okay. Close you get to
steps to the
stairs, yeah. The woman in the skull makeup, like puts a hand up. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Where you going so quick?
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna try and keep this short. I saw, I spoke to some people outside. I think my friend here and me might be able to help. If if somebody were hurt, she's actually a doctor, and I have a doctorate, but it's not being a doctor. That's two separate things. But we were hoping to just help out. We got word that there's some sick people here.
He kind of, the woman just kind of looks at you for a moment and looks at Icepeak. And she kind of smiles at Icepeak. Nice threads. Okay.
Yeah. I just kind of nods to her, like, respectfully.
What's the password? She looks at you, Mikey.
Yeah, he leans in, like, right to her ear and just goes,
harmonic convergence.
She nods. Okay. Make it quick, we'll have eyes on you. We have samurai on duty.
No, we're not here to do any harm. We're here to help.
Sure thing. She steps aside. The man in the knight armor very slowly steps aside. It sounds like his armor is extremely heavy, but he does. He just clanks, and stops.
Yeah. I guess we go in.
Okay. Going up to the second floor, you'll see that it's mostly been cleared out. There were signs of life here, so, like table settings that were out and have not gone used. Looks like this was recently converted into an area for something else. And past all that, there are a few people gathered in the hallway who look at you and smile and nod and bow their heads, saying things like, with harmony, walk harmonically. Walk to the rhythm. One of them's just kind of bebopping in place.
Hey, who did they let in?
Oh, all of you.
Okay.
They don't even judge Towner. In fact, they're pretty accepting. You'll notice that there are one or two mermen within their ranks. At least visibly mermen.
Huh.
If you're looking for the man in silver, they will pull aside some beaded curtains and allow you through a small hallway that leads to a larger room. And it is in there that you find a man with a few attendants. Well, saying just man is underselling it. What you see in there is this thing. Wearing a very strange armor suit. Looks like it's made out of something like ceramic or bone. It is white. There are various plugs and spikes sticking out of the helmet, straps along the arms. On the ground, there is what looks like a retro laser pistol, a disassembled device of something or other. It looks transistors, wires. It's really hard to tell what it was. A pulsating light orb setup that is on a base that is making staticky sounds and occasionally picking up voices. And of course, who's walking in first?
Enya can, just to be, shield for the group.
Enya, something pokes you in the ankle.
She looks down.
It is a small humanoid figure that is holding out its hand.
She'll kneel and talk to them. Hello?
It is a very small robot.
She'll hesitantly try to poke at it. Hey?
I require change.
Her.
And it just makes grabby hands.
Her eyes widen. She is now prepared with change just because of she's run into this other kid so many times. She just reaches into her pants and takes out some change.
Okay. He's very small, so a quarter is a very big thing for him to hold. It's like a very tiny robot. Very tiny. talking like a couple inches high.
I don't understand, but here you go, little guy.
Allow me to explain. It takes the quarter. I will reuse these materials. They are of a certain elemental construction that will be useful in the repairs that I am to perform on the machines of my sheriff. And it just begins to tear the quarter into pieces and fold them and turn them into a sort of wire, then work on them further.
Who's your sheriff?
It motions back to the armored figure. That is the sheriff, Rory Lowe.
Oh, are you okay if we go introduce ourselves?
You may, but be careful. I am keeping an eye on you. I am to protect the sheriff. It finishes making the circuit that it's trying to construct. I am authorized to use force. And then it sparks a tiny little hand at you. It doesn't look like it can do anything at all.
She'll nod at it. Yeah, of course. We're just here to talk.
Let me wake him up. It just walks over and shocks him in the foot. Wake up.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. No, we're here to help too if he needs medical attention.
Wake up, help is here. It just pokes him repeatedly with the little shock arm. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up.
Please cease.
The sheriff jolts awake the armored figure. Oh my God! Oh, why? Why did you shock me? Oh. Wait, who are these people? He scrambles to go grab his laser pistol. Where is it? He grabs it and points it. Huh? Who are you?
Oh, no. No, we're here to help. We're police. Can I and Mikey will slowly reach for his jacket to pull it off his waist to show his badge.
Whoa. Sure, yeah. Police, right. This was a matter of time.
Yeah, we're with the Stella Marie Aqua Division. Your little friend here said your name is Rory?
Sheriff Rory Lowe. Artemis. He looks around the room. Who are you? You said Aqua. Ghulam, that's right. Damn it. All right. Here's the deal. I'm probably not supposed to be here, I think. I don't think anyone knows where I am, actually. But catching fugitives, that's what a sheriff has to do. So I'm here to catch a few fugitives. Now, things aren't going so well right now, admittedly. But that is why I am in your jurisdiction. I am not intending to violate any laws. This, he holds up the laser pistol, I am licensed to carry and use this. I have the credentials to show it. You probably have a question or two, and that is fine. I'm willing to answer. I would like to work with... Well, here's the thing. He lowers the laser pistol. In order to carry out my duties, there will need to be some discretion. Maybe not telling everyone like these guys have that there is someone from the moon here, for example. We are not supposed to be here.
Yeah, deal.
Yeah, I mean, if you're in a condition to leave, we can help you.
He holds his midsection. Not really, no. If these guys hadn't found me, I'd probably be dead.
Obviously, we don't want fugitives in Guam either, so this is of interest to us.
Good. Well, we'll be able to work together then, I hope. I'm here to track down a few troublemakers, we'll say. One, the fugitive Santigold, wanted for destruction of property, assault, and I don't know, probably noise complaints. He fled here, so I'm after him. Two.
Oh yeah, he's looking for, I mean, literally anyone.
Yeah, he found me, so that's fun. Oh, God, that hurt.
I am a doctor. May I assist you?
He eyes you suspiciously. I'll have to take whatever advice you can give me without taking this suit off, thanks. I don't want to get infected.
Infected?
Is there a way we can connect to your suit?
No, just you'll have to give me advice. The suit will have to do the rest. It's pretty stupid right now. AI cores got knocked out when I got flung through the sky like a rag doll. As for infected, yes, the Santana cells, they're all over you. All of you. Everyone, everywhere. They're everywhere. This place is dirtier than they told me it'd be.
Ah, yes, 40% of the population.
Yeah, no surprise. They're in the air around, you know. I'm glad my ventilators weren't damaged.
You know about the Santana cells. That's interesting.
Sure. Look, maybe one day that'll be solved, but until then, suit stays on. I stay in it. Even if it costs me my life, I can't risk my stand eating me. Ugh. He just shudders inside of his suit.
Is that related?
Yeah, then you know.
She shook her head. Please tell me more.
I mean, we haven't been able to do much research because we don't like coming down here because we don't want to get contaminated. I'm probably already dead as it is. The cells have some kind of effect on the body, distorting channels or whatever, messing with the mind of whoever they've infected, eventually sending certain parts of the body into overdrive. We've seen it under a microscope, and it's been less than palatable. Tumors, immortal tumors, mega tumors even. Well, whatever, right? Either way, it sends the stand into overdrive, causes it to consume the user and becomes something like a spiritual tumor. I hear your people call them demons or something.
Fascinating.
Yeah,
Yes,
no,
they
those are
do, but
cool.
this seems a more accurate term.
So that's what happened to him. Hey, so Santigold, property damage. What's another fugitive?
Well, supposedly, I'm not sure. Some figures were exiled from the moon, and we found out that they had what I would call stolen property along with them in the form of human cloning. We have to also track those down, or should anyway, because if any of those got out and became a demon, it would be a big problem. Super weapons, basically.
Sounds heavy. Alright.
Like I said, we're not supposed to be down here. I don't know what they're hoping for back at home. But I know the truth. You have to go to the place where you have to put the fire out where the fire's burning. So that means coming and collecting a few people, and that shouldn't be here. Since how I'm going to do that without a spacecraft is questionable, but I guess I'm just winging it for now.
You have the right idea. You do need to go to the fire. Otherwise, well, it's really just damage control, right?
Pretty much. Look, if you're all cops like you say, then chances are you've already seen some of the effects of what this spillover can cause in your city, in your world even. If even one of those clones got out and managed to grow into a full-blown human, they are genetically modified, enhanced to do well. He kind of looks around the room, and then points towards an empty can of Coke. Like that can over there was made by marketing branding that took probably at least a century and a half to perfect the management of it. Those clones, they usually get that sort of thing down in a year or two, creating very, very good products for very reasonable costs. Corporate chains, that sort of thing. That's what they're made for.
Corporate chains. She flinches. Yeah, alright.
We get most of them contained after the uprising and the ascension, but some of them might have gotten out, and of course nobody wants to just traipse on down where we're not wanted. Earth just wants to be left alone, is what we were told. Let them figure it out. I don't think it's right having our waste spill over onto the planet. So I said to myself, I don't care what the rules say, I'm going down there. So I took the spacecraft and came on down and tracked a signal and got the ever-loving shit kicked out of me immediately, just right away. I should have known better. I really should have. Man, I am a shitty sheriff.
No, you're not. Your instincts are right. You're doing the right thing.
Yeah? Having busted ribs and spilling my guts to a bunch of cops I've never met before is the right thing.
We're the heavy unit of the city. The police force. Let us help you.
Fine. I don't have a choice anyway. You know where I am. It's not like I'm very mobile. Even this laser pistol will run out of ammo eventually.
It's not the only secret we have to keep. Right, guys?
We have many.
Good. So you don't have to worry about any of you selling me out or anything. I'll be fine.
Sell you out? We don't even know who to report you to.
It's an easy one. Wait, why would I make it easy for you? Never mind. Yeah, no, there's nobody.
Enya starts laughing.
That's not funny. Hey, man.
Sorry. I needed that laugh. Alright, Santigold. That could be our first target. Sounds easy enough, just some knucklehead that destroys property and is loud. How about we bring this guy to you as a peace offering to show you our goodwill?
He kind of scoffs. You think you're gonna take him down? Good luck.
I mean, I've got his phone number. I could just ask him.
What?
What?
His what? I'm sorry? His phone number?
Yeah, for his Uzik. I don't know where he got it.
You talked to him?
Yeah, we kind of saw him first. That's how we knew where to find you here.
And he kind of motions towards you vaguely, and you're still in one piece. How is that?
I don't have any bones, so there wasn't anything for him to break.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Damn, you're lucky.
Yeah, and Towner they just flexed.
Yeah, that sounds right for a strongest. They're so stupid.
So he's boastful?
Oh, he's a lot.
Okay.
He's descended from a long line of lunar warriors that are basically superhuman fighting machines, elementally aligned, beautiful and cosmic and really ever so stupid. God,
Yeah, he
so
was
dumb.
made out of gold. And he
Right.
he pulled gold out of the earth to make a belt,
Mm.
and then tried to fight us for it, despite the fact he already had the belt.
Yeah, that's what he does.
Yeah, it was a whole wrestling thing.
Look, I admit, I kind of like you guys because, fellow police members, of course. Law enforcement, right. And technically, you're my host here, and I'm just a guest. But take it from me. You're not taking down Santigold. You'll have to think your way around that one. Don't try to go head on. That's what he wants. He's a big dumb brute. So there's no outforcing him. Really, I shouldn't even leave the matter to you. Because if anything happened to any of you while you were trying to apprehend him, that would be on me. And that's not fair. Because I don't want to be responsible for anyone getting hurt trying to catch the guy. He's monstrously strong, as you've seen.
Make no mistake. Physical violence is always the last resort for us. We'll talk to him.
It's his first resort, so...
Oh. Huh. Well, I'll keep that in mind.
For now, just do me the favor, just give me any updates you have about him. Tracking his movements, reports, that sort of thing. I have to catch him before he leaves Guam, because the chances are good he's going to flee once he doesn't find anyone that's worth fighting. I don't want to have to go take a boat or something, but maybe I have to. Computer, bring a boat. He just looks down at his wrist. The computer transmits a hologram that begins to speak. Boots. Footwear that is both protective and comfortable. Warm in the winter, yet sturdy enough to be worn in the summer. No, boats! 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 Boats!
Oh, maybe you should ask your robot to maybe fix that first. I'm sure there's other important systems, but that might be a thing.
I'm just going back to sleep.
Wait.
Yeah.
Is there any other info you can offer on this Santigold person? You said he's from a proud lineage of warriors, so there's possible an appeal to his honor, maybe?
Oh, right. Yeah, no, he's all about honor. That's why he's here. He's kept saying everybody on the moon was weak because nobody wanted to fight him because we, basically have peace, and he hates it. So he decided to come down here and fight everybody. I think in his words, kick the Earth's ass was what he said in the recording.
He specifically said he was going to kick the Earth's ass. And
right.
Was going to start with us and then fight everyone.
Yeah.
And once he beats everyone, then he was going to declare himself the champ.
Right, wear the belt or something.
Yeah, it was kind of vague.
He wants to wear a belt even though he can already make one?
No, it's a whole wrestling thing. I can explain it Enya on the way. There's a lot of nuance and subtle things, but we'll go over it.
I gotta be honest. When I first heard about you mermen, I thought you'd be just as single-minded as starmen, but no, you're like normal people. It's wild.
Yeah, I mean, we grow up and, act. We live with people.
Yeah, you're not at all like them, even though you're basically like the same thing. Huh. Wild.
We don't even know who you're comparing us to, but yes, we are just fellow denizens of this world. Simple as that.
Wait.
Starman?
You don't... Oh, shit. Forget I said anything.
I am not forgetful.
Lili, knock me out, will you?
Part of it is that
Lili, knock me out immediately. Lili, immediately. The small robot stops what it's doing and runs up to him and just shocks him in the neck.
Oh, there's gotta be a better way than that.
He just passes right out.
Mikey looks down at the little robot and goes, "He said your name was Lili?"
I am Lili. Yes, that is what he said.
Oh, okay. Well, it was a pleasure meeting you. Here's my information in case you can contact us. He seemed to make it seem like his suit can't.
He grabs the card. It's quite giant for him. It's almost like a novelty-sized check. He just holds it and kind of tries to turn it awkwardly to look at it. Readjusting, recalibrating. There we are. Very good. Thank you. I will file this away. And then he just puts it in a pile of papers.
Enya's gonna kneel down and just drop the rest of her change into a little pile.
Supplies. It just starts scavenging the coins, picking them up one by one.
Oh man. You guys are really something.
Inside of his helmet you can hear Rory snoring. He has indeed been knocked out.
Look down at the little robot. I suggest moving when he wakes. It was quite easy to find you.
Yeah, please let us know and we'll help arrange something.
Lili points a finger at you. I speak. Write down medical information for treatment of broken ribs, shattered bones, ruptured organs, punctured lungs, crushed trachea, fractured skull, fractured orbital socket.
I don't think he can be that broken inside, right?
That suit is the only thing keeping him alive, and right now it is operating at 25% capacity.
Is there a way to increase his suit's worth?
That would require lunar technology, which you primitives do not possess because you are primitive.
Hey.
That is what a caveman would say. It starts like bobbing up and down as it almost joyously after you do that.
All right. Well,
Do you have a number? What was it, Lili?
Yes, I have a phone.
Please,
It takes out a tiny, tiny phone.
can you
Really,
connect
they don't just
to it directly?
they don't
No.
just build those into you?
No.
All right, give me your number.
It flips open. It looks like an old model phone that it flips open.
So does it even work? Can I text them?
My number is 542354443255588884474745678245.
Can I even text that number?
No, there's no
No.
service. It doesn't connect.
All right, I will need paper.
It very, 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 with great difficulty, drags a sheet of paper over towards you.
Yeah, I'll take it from it and start writing down all the medical practices he. Can you perform these? She'll ask as she writes them down.
It bobs up and down as you're writing, then says, "No, I cannot, but I can instruct the suit to perform that once the suit has been brought back to some operational capacity. Right now, it is just keeping him alive with life support and also occasionally breathing for him, and sometimes making his heart beat because it wants to stop beating. So the suit has to tell it to keep beating."
He is not in good condition.
No, he is not. He is stupid.
I will remember that the next time your circuits have been disabled.
Lili looks panicked and sort of just runs from you screaming. Ah!
oh, Ice Peak. It's
What?
just a
Was it
little
something-
tiny. Yeah.
Was it something I said?
Look, just focus.
No, just you. I guess you just write down generally what you should do for. I
Yeah.
mean, how in depth are the instructions? Give me an I guess what do you got? Multi-surgery roll 3. So fairly detailed, up to your level of expertise, if not a little bit higher. You maybe have never had to, or no, you probably have for like med school, like do so much writing about medical procedures of this nature. But this is almost like trying to describe how you do it in the wild, like after a plane crash or something,
Yeah.
So it's about as good as it can be. And you're not quite sure what the technology of the suit can actually do. But if Lili is to be believed, if this guy's suit can be fixed up a little, maybe it can actually perform some of these tasks. So we'll say you leave a more than adequate list of various treatments and operations that need to be performed.
What general resources does the suit need? More change?
Lili walks out and says, "I am willing to communicate, but you cannot threaten to disable me or talk about me being disabled ever again because it makes me afraid. Even robots can feel fear."
I simply wish to point out it is not stupid to be harmed.
Yes, it is. And also being made of meat is stupid.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. It's really such a bother.
It is. Why would you ever do that? Haha.
Well, given a choice, I wouldn't have.
You are smarter than the rest of these savages.
I don't know about that, but
No, it's true. You're the smartest one here. You are a genius. Lili says so. A Lili certified genius. It just starts bobbing up and down. Stupid, but genius.
Lili, actually, I'm really quite dumb, but I also have a question.
What is it?
Who does the sheriff report to?
Ah, the arch sheriff.
Oh, is that a deity?
Haha, no, the arch sheriff is Alkesha Kavan.
Oh, okay. Is she back on the moon?
She is, and if she knew that Rory was here, she would kill him.
Oh, okay. So we won't tell her about this. Gotcha.
Yes, correct.
Okay, well, no problem. Our lips are sealed.
Good. That is good for Rory. He needs to survive. And Alkesha is a much better shot with the laser pistol than he is, even though he is quite good. With a 96.5 accuracy rate, Alkesha's accuracy rate is 99.9%.
Oh, wow. That's very intimidating, actually. I hope she's a good person.
Yeah, I mean, we could use it. We could learn a thing or two.
She likes to party all the time.
Oh, so she's a happy person?
Yes. I love her. And he just starts bobbing up and down again.
Oh, well, if you do, then she's probably not so bad. Maybe I hope to meet her one day.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, you're right. The moon's pretty far away. I'll just stick to here.
No, because of the Santana cells. We do not want them on the moon.
Right. That's very understandable.
It bobs up and down. Luckily, robots can't be attacked by Santana cells, so I am safe and free to run and play.
Enya smiles with her eyes, but doesn't say anything else.
The resources, please.
Yes, I will write down the resources for you because they are very complicated, and so I will use your primitive earth paper and primitive earth pencil to write down. Please just wait one moment while he just tries to pick up the pencil. Here we are. Then he just goes over to a sheet of paper and let us begin. Very slowly writing and dragging this pencil along.
Can I take the pencil from him, snap it in half, like grind it with one of my lamprey's mouths and give it back?
Sure, you give him back the half pencil. He looks down at it. Huh. I have heard stories of primitive Earth cavemen who would do such things as making tools from wood. You have done the same, demonstrating that you are indeed a capable tool-using ape. Thank you. Ape. Monkey.
I do not believe I am this thing.
Oh yes, of course. You are not an ape of the land. You are an ape of the sea. A sea monkey. Sea monkey. Sea monkey. It just starts bobbing up and down, holding the broken pencil up. Sea monkey. Sea monkey. Sea monkey.
Enya chuckles a little.
I suppose it is better than the slime that I came from. You give me too much credit.
Haha, slime is gross. It just goes back to trying to write. One time, Rory found slime, and he said, ew, gross. And I said, Rory, that is simply biotic gel. It is meant to heal your wounds and stop you burns from killing you. And he said, it doesn't matter. Slime is slime.
It seems like he gets injured often.
Haha, Rory is stupid. He is a monkey too, but he is a monkey from the moon. He is a moon monkey. He finishes writing down the list of supplies. Takes a while, even with the half pencil, but he hands the list to you. It is indeed a very complicated list. Some of these materials you've never heard of. Some are restricted by governments, like the same way that the government would not allow you to just have uranium, for example. Like they're at that level. Yeah, it would be difficult to get these sort of things, even illegally, like on a black market. It's difficult to get them.
Is there stuff we can just get that's not as difficult?
A few things, sort of like, aside from just approximately just like 2 pounds of change, pocket change, watch parts, there's a microwave, television set, an old one, like a CRT, a tube television. There's also a few, just like random miscellaneous stuff, rubber bands, masking tape. There's stuff that you can get on here, but the bulk of the list has rather difficult to acquire ingredients.
Well, I couldn't get some of these things.
There's one thing on the list that also is just it says a toy.
Anya's gonna look over Ice Peak's shoulder. That
Ice Peak will share, doesn't it?
She's gonna whisper, "Hey, can we, ask a certain someone for some of this weird stuff?"
I was thinking similarly.
He owes us, so yeah.
I was gonna say, aren't we worried about questions as to why?
I don't think he has to ask questions.
He does not like when we ask questions.
He owes us.
He does.
It's just material anyway.
So you wanna? I forgot. Did you guys bring Polly with you, or is Polly still at the? Where is Polly?
Oh.
I think we left it at the station this time.
Okay. Yeah, Polly's just at the station. Then that's fine. In that case, yeah, you have a list. You have a possible contact about the list. You also have basically a lot of hints and signs that there is some weirdness from the moon that is affecting the Earth. Aside from Ozone, you have strange psychic bleed over from these things you're coming to know as the Egregori. If you ask around after this about the wolf business and the wolf smiling upon you, that usually means that the wolf regards you as a violent hunter and one of its ilk. In other words, it's like being kin to the devil in a way, because the more you talk to any of these harmonizers, the more you find that those figures they call the heretical four, the chaotic ones, they are not seen very well within the harmonizer community here. They're kind of almost like the demons or devils of that religion. They are the dark gods, the chaotic ones, the undoers, the destroyers. Strangely enough, there is one name in the list that nobody seems to mind. It's something called Child of Joy. Small robot named Palazzo. They just kind of regard him as a general nuisance. Otherwise, the other four, the main four, the actual devils, they say, are the bad ones. They'll tell you any sort of surface level thing that you wish to know about the egregore. Granted, of course, you kind of pass off that you're interested in being a harmonizer or are already one. Kind of Mikey helped to make that pass a little bit, and I'm sure all of you could have handled that at any point. So yeah, you have you all kind of get a crash course in harmonizer religion, which is a little bit more rosy tinted than the actual events and figures, but it gives you an idea of what it is that you're dealing with somewhat whenever it comes to lunar matters. For you in particular, Enya, you find out that there is a god considered the chief of law and order, chief of they call him the King of Kings, the Laser Hawk, the man who ascended to the skies and beyond, Jeff Lynn.
Oh wow, yeah, that's super of interest to her. Now it is anyway.
They say that he is the light in the bluest sky, the king of the beautiful city, the one who brings order and gives reason. It's actually very inflated depending on who you ask. Some people will tell you that he's just a stuffy tyrant and a bit of a bore. Others will go on about how he basically made the beautiful lunar empire and moon and everything, and was brought to reason and compassion by those who he came to call his fellow chief and king gods. In general, though, he is spoken of as we'll say Zeus-like sky father figure.
She's gonna be a little stricken at how similar it sounds like what her Jeff Lynn was talking about with the blue skies and all that, and she'll definitely take note and be the most interested in that one.
Oh, and also I guess what's relevant to you guys, when they do mention Palazzo, they mention that he is a god of multiple colors, a mess or jumble of colors, almost like paint. Like a child hand painting, basically. Sort of like, a certain group of Power Rangers you met. You might have heard of at one point. I guess I don't know. You guys probably wouldn't have gotten any information about the Black Moth Super Rainbow.
All we know is that the inn we went to is strangely painted.
Yes, very, very chaotically.
Yeah, it was half owned by Dorobo, half owned by the people that live there. And there was a weird woman or something running around.
Do any of you send, like, I guess you were talking about Sonny, do any of you send a message to him regarding communication or these items or anything? Or
I guess that would be me, but likely not at this location.
Okay.
Yeah.
In a dark office somewhere,
Yeah.
he's seated behind a scarred desk in a room where the spiral has been marred and defaced. He receives that message and looks down on it at the cold light that comes from his Yuzik. Do you mention any of what the supplies are, or do you just say you need stuff and you feel only Dorobo can give it to you?
I don't give him any extra information. He doesn't give me any extra information. I don't give him any extra information. Yeah.
He closes his phone and sits at his desk all alone in the dark.
Oh.
Just looks out at this, like, what he's been left with.
Oh, buddy.
Thrumming of machines behind broken walls. Just stares quietly as the camera just pans out, revealing a very massive office and him looking very, very small within it.
Oh.
And that's where we will call the session. To be continued. So you will have in the future, once I filled them out, it's actually quite brief. There is a sheet for poly stable and poly unstable. You will be able to see what they can bring to the table whenever you're doing an investigation.
Sorry, one last thing. She does mention that she likes the Doog.
Oh yeah, that puts a smile on his face. Dude. So aside from these people that have popped up and are now NPCs of note, you also have, and we'll go into it next session, I guess more, you have Joni as a member of your police force to help and consult with things, although she's more of a complication. Still, nobody has asked Rihanna why she wanted the money. Still hasn't been asked. We'll never know.
Well, she's with Dorobo now, so we might never know.
We have to go back to Dorobo, but I have landed a job.
Okay.
Yeah, he just looks like a dude.
He's got almost a mustache.
Almost.
Oh, hey, his stand ability is interesting.
Yeah, he can just escape.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what he can escape, or I thought more creatively, he could also open a door through cover and then shoot through it, and then close it real quick.
That would certainly be a surprise. No one expects the wall to just open and then you get shot with a laser.
Exactly. He also has to wear his containment suit and only eats rations that he brought with him.
Also Swedish, quote unquote.
Why?
That's how he passes himself off, if anybody asks.
I'm Swedish.
Why he might be
Yeah. Why are you so weird? I'm from Sweden.
Uh-huh.
Sweden. Why? They don't know Swedish people. They're just like, yeah, whatever, sure.
Nobody
like,
knows
I'm
Sweden
from
isn't real
Sweden.
anymore.
That guy's not Swedish. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, he could be Swedish, actually.
Yeah, he looks it a little bit.
Civilians also see a red wolf of the valley. These are NPCs that roam. They can be found in various parts of the city. You can choose to either fight them or just let them do what they do. Up to you.
Is Ice Peak gonna say, well, Ice Peak or Blue gonna mention the Jason encounter? Like, they already did, but, like, in detail, like, off camera, I guess.
Like, how much does Enya know? I believe, like, Ice Peak would inform you of it as, like, she would portray it as, like, a human crown, because she doesn't quite understand gods, so she'll just be like, yeah, he was very, I felt an extremely powerful aura, he definitely wanted to take me to another dimension, full of, like, looked like a paradise of murder.
I don't know, maybe we can address that next session.
Oh, yeah. Also, she'd definitely tell you about Billie Jean.
Billie Jean?
Well, we don't technically know it's Billie Jean. We just know that it's someone that Michael kidnapped.
Kidnapped and drugged, yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yes, according to Jason, Billie Jean is a star of the valley. She's doing very well there.
Well, after a little bit of asking about Harmonizer stuff, I'm sure our Aqua guys are willing to believe a little more today. That there's some shit going on. And they should probably pay attention. Especially because we met one ourselves. Or at least two of us did.
And he ate me.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a good sign. Not great.
This happens all the time. Whatever, dude.
Oh.
Well, you know, it does. I did come from the depths.
She's not Snacks.
I'm made of 100 snacks.
No.
She's a Costco snack pack.
Man.
And the doctor.
Yeah. Bulk I speak.